Subscribe, like the video, and, if possible, join Patreon. But if you don't have much money, you can support the channel by watching the novels on euroaudiobooks.com. Remember that you can participate in the polls so that your favorite novel gets published for free.
As he finished speaking, the Haotian hammer beside him is shattered with a crack and dissipated into points of light. The side effect of his martial soul shattering delivered the final blow to Tang Hao. Tang Hao dead. Golden crocodile Douluo and the other two appeared. Lion Douluo stomped on Tang Hao's head, and a soul bone emerged. You talk too much. Azure Luan came before Qianjin Douluo. Are you all right, old 6, old 7? Cough, cough, we're fine. Not seriously injured. That's good. You two go back and get some good rest. At this moment, Lion Douluo had already retrieved the 6 10,000-year soul bones from Tang Hao, and 2 inherited soul bones from the Haotian. Lion Douluo chuckled. Very good. This time, we have avenged Xuanji. Golden crocodile Douluo let out a sigh of relief. Second brother, should we spread the news about Tang Hao? This would also be a shocking piece of news for our spirit hall. Azure Luan Douluo asked. Let's talk about it when we get back. All right, at this moment, at Nuoding Academy, Tang San, who was inducing vomiting, felt a sharp pang in his heart, a strong sense of dread appearing, making him feel intensely uneasy. Suddenly, he accidentally inhaled the stuff he was trying to vomit. Cough, cough, slap. Tang San slapped himself across the face. He hated himself. He had clearly vomited it out, but he had eaten some back. Disgusting. However, what was that feeling of dread just now? I always have a bad premonition. Tang San frowned. Could it be father? But father disappeared a long time ago, and I don't know where he went. Sigh, forget it. God Realm, a dark red divine hall, was situated above a sea of blood-colored clouds, with liquid killing intent flowing on its surface. Once someone approached, their spirit would be affected. Inside the divine hall, a slender figure, clad in dark red demonic patterned armor, sat on the divine throne above the divine hall. Dark red light surrounded him. Azura God frowned. How did Tang Hao die? The protector just died like that. This won't do. Otherwise Tang San won't be able to survive. Fortunately, I left some divine power in his body. But this divine power can't revive him. Azura God looked towards the entrance of the divine hall. On the other side of the door, a man in purple robes stood there. It was none other than the God King of Destruction, who was at odds with Azura God. Azura, don't look at me. With me here, you can't affect the lower realm. Damn it. Azura God cursed inwardly. Isn't it just finding an inheritor? It's so troublesome. And then I can only make him into an Azura puppet. That's not bad either. At least he'll have strength. Douluo Continent. Tang Hao's severed limbs, shattered internal organs. These floated up, and a dazzling bloody light flashed across his originally dismembered corpse. The light squirmed, forcibly pulling the severed limbs and broken arms together and piecing them under the red light. It emitted a teeth-grinding friction sound. Azura divine power transformed into crimson threads, becoming Tang Hao's blood vessels, nerves, and so on. His skin was no longer yellowish, but it turned a deathly gray, making him look unnatural. His original eyes were now completely blood red, hollow and violent, like a walking corpse. Tang Hao dragged the restored Haotian hammer with his right hand. Crimson killing intent wrapped around the hammerhead, and an inhuman sound came from his throat. The entire person was like a marionette, his movements very stiff. Go protect your child. As long as Tang San's life is not in danger, do not act. Go. A few days later, Tang Hao is really dead. Bibi Dong was slightly surprised. Pope, it seems that the previous news was true. Interesting, I wonder if this person will reappear later. After all, Tang Hao still had a child back then. After Guangling Douluo and the others returned to Spirit Hall, they placed the soul bones in Spirit Hall's treasury. As for the 2 inherited soul bones of the Haotian, they were used to announce Tang Hao's death to the continent. For a time, no matter where on the continent, the news of Tang Hao's death spread rapidly. Haotian, Secmaster, look, Tang Hao died, fine, but he sent both of our Haotian's inherited soul bones to Spirit Hall. The Grand Elder, the Hao Yin, was already displeased with Tang Hao, and this time he was about to curse. Tang Xiao ignored the Grand Elder. He looked at the sky, and childhood memories flashed through his mind. What a pity second brother is dead. He wanted to get revenge, but he didn't have the ability, and the other elders wouldn't agree either. The descendants of some elders had died when Spirit Hall attacked them back then, so they placed their hatred on Tang Hao. Ultimately, it was because Tang Hao was weaker than Spirit Hall. Sectmaster, say something. Our Hao Yin only has 3 inherited soul bones in total, and 2 are gone at once. Yes, Sectmaster, these 2 are soul bones over 60,000 years old. The elders were all very anxious. Tang Xiao's body was full of soul bones at the moment. If these 2 soul bones could be retrieved, their descendants would be blessed. What can I do? Tang Xiao exploded at the harsh voices in his ears. Tang Hao used to be the genius in your mouths, and you kicked him out as soon as something happened. Do you still have a face to talk about soul bones? Post views. 9 Douluo, becoming the god of nature from Farming Chapter 0, 18 Tang Xiao's eyes were bloodshot. The elders were startled by Tang Xiao's outburst. However, an elder quickly retorted, "You can't say that. Who could have known Tang Hao would do something like kill the Spear Hall's Pope?" Exactly, and he even had a child with a spirit beast. It's an utter disgrace to our clear sky. Our clear sky doesn't have such people. The elders spoke one after another, nearly painting Tang Hao as a heinous villain. Shut up. Tang Xiao panted like an ox. I will discuss the matter of the spirit bones with Spirit Hall. With that, Tang Xiao left. What's wrong with him? Exactly, we are all doing this for the good of the clear sky. Those were 2 inherited spirit bones. I said it, their lineage is no good. What's the use of high talent if they can't lead our clear sky to greater heights? Grand Elder, what should we do? What do we do now? The elders looked at the Grand Elder. We'll discuss the specifics later. If Tang Xiao cannot retrieve the spirit bones, we will directly dismiss him. Good. 7 Treasure, glazed tile. A refined and amiable middle-aged man looked at the message in his hand, remaining silent. Beside him, an elder with a face as delicate as a baby's spoke first. Fengji, this matter is likely true. After all, the clear sky's inherited spirit bones have appeared. I know. I didn't expect Tang Hao to be found by Spirit Hall. Ning Fengji sighed softly. Fengji, this is a matter between the clear sky and Spirit Hall. It has nothing to do with us, Gu Rong said. Understand, but Spirit Hall is growing stronger and stronger. We had no news at all when they killed Tang Hao. Ning Fengji felt helpless. To maintain the 7 Treasure glazed tile as a support sect, they had to continuously cultivate other powerful geniuses. Their innate talent was far inferior to that of the Clear Sky and the Blue Lightning Tyrant Dragon. This is normal. Spirit Hall has branches in every city. It's normal for someone to have seen Tang Hao. This time, Spirit Hall is showing us their strength. They are still as powerful as ever. All right, don't overthink it. Let's focus on nurturing Rongrong. Perhaps Rongrong can evolve her spirit to the 8 Treasure glazed tile pagoda. When Ning Rongrong was mentioned, Ning Fengji's expression softened considerably. Ning Rongrong had innate level 9 spirit power and was the most talented person in the 7 Treasure glazed tile in recent years. She was also the future of the 7 Treasure glazed tile. Blue Lightning Tyrant Dragon. I didn't expect Tang Hao to die. Life is truly unpredictable. Yu Yuanjin looked at the message in his hand, unable to calm down for a long time. Big brother, Spear Hall is getting stronger and stronger. It's best we don't go against them. With Tang Hao's talent, he probably had the strength of level 94 or even 95 now, possessing the Clear Sky's secret techniques, plus the exploding ring. If Spirit Hall could kill Tang Hao, they could also destroy our Blue Lightning Tyrant Dragon. As an insider in Spirit Hall, Yu Luomian naturally wanted to pull the Blue Lightning Tyrant Dragon back onto the right track. Second Master, you're wrong. Can our Blue Lightning Tyrant Dragon be worse than Tang Hao? Exactly. Several elders were very displeased. Compared to the Clear Sky is definitely stronger. The Clear Sky doesn't even dare to confront Spear Hall. Are we going to confront them and seek death? Yu Luomian roared. "We are the blue lightning tyrant dragon," an elder said proudly. Douluo was speechless. With elders like these, it was normal for the blue lightning tyrant dragon to be destroyed later. What blue lightning tyrant dragon? They only relied on brute force. There was only one titled Douluo in the sect. Even with the 9 crowns of true dragon, could they beat Spirit Hall? Ridiculous. Douluo fell silent. Talking to these people, he felt like he was insulting his own intelligence. They were already trapped in the sect's past glory and couldn't get out. Little did they know that secretly, undercurrents were surging. The current Pope, Bibi Dong, was an extremely ambitious individual. Being arrogant and overbearing was simply courting death. How arrogant was the clear sky in the past? And now, they had sealed off their mountain. The clear sky used to have Tangchen, and the blue lightning tyrant dragon? What did they have? Nothing. Fortunately, their family had surrendered. At least the bloodline of the blue lightning tyrant dragon could be preserved. Yu Yuanjin nodded. All right, let's leave this matter at that. This is the clear sky's business. We will continue to develop. Yes, aside from the 3 upper sections. The 2 great empires, Heaven Do and Star Luo, were also shocked by Tang Hao's death. Tang Hao, as one of the clear sky's twin stars, was incredibly dazzling over a decade ago. He was also the youngest person on the continent to become a titled Douluo. He even killed the previous Spirit Hall Pope. Such a person had actually died. He died at the hands of Spirit Hall. Spirit Hall had gotten its revenge. Immediately, this news spread throughout the streets and alleys of the continent. Heaven Do City, Moon Pavilion. When the news arrived, Tang Yuehua's fingers, which were playing the zither, paused. The zither music abruptly stopped. Her hand froze on the strings, her fingertips trembling slightly, and even her breathing stopped for a moment. Her gentle, sleeping eyes now became hollow. Sister Tang, Princess Shueku, stood by the side, not daring to approach. This news was too much of a shock for Tang Yuehua. Tang Yuehua suddenly stood up, and the teacup by her hand fell to the ground with a snap. The hot tea scalded her arm, but she seemed not to feel the pain. She stood up, swaying precariously, as if a gentle breeze could blow her over. Sister Tang. Shueku immediately went up and supported her. Impossible, how is this possible? Tang Yuehua murmured. Her voice as faint as a mosquito's. Sister Tang, you're scalded. Let's treat your injuries first. Shueku was extremely anxious. But Tang Yuehua's lips trembled. Her face was as pale as paper, and even her hands turned cold. Shueku had never seen Tang Yuehua like this. The elegant, composed, and noble Moon Pavilion mistress was gone. Sister Tang, don't be like this. Shueku's eyes turned red. Seeing Tang Yuehua like this, she also felt terrible. Tang Yuehua seemed not to hear her words. She was like a puppet, her eyes unfocused. Aside from muttering, she made no other movements. Sister Tang, cry. It'll be better once you cried out. Tang Hao's death caused immense pain to Tang Yuehua. Since childhood, her elder brother and second brother had been very good to her. Even after awakening a spirit that couldn't cultivate, they didn't treat her any differently. But her second brother was dead. Tang Yuehua didn't cry. She stood there silently, like a walking corpse. Outside the window, dusk deepened, and the last ray of sunset vanished into the sky. In the zither room, there was no sound except for Shueku's sobs. Tang Yuehua had become much more haggard. The next moment, Tang Yuehua closed her eyes and fainted. Sister Tang. Sister Tang. Shueku quickly supported Tang Yuehua, but she was too young and didn't have much strength. Someone, quick, someone, post views, 5 Douluo, becoming the god of nature from farming chapter 0, 19 time flew by like a white steed, gone in a flash. 2 years passed. 2 years ago, Xiao Ze learned of Tang Hao's death. He was exceptionally excited. This was something Grandpa Xiao had told him privately. No one else knew. It was said that because Tang Hao had died nearby, the Lord of Nourishes City, fearing being killed by the clear sky, suppressed the news. Few people in Nourishes City knew about it. Xiao Ze also began to cultivate diligently in the academy, supported by a large supply of rice and wheat. Xiao Ze cultivated quickly, and after 2 years, he had reached level 20. His physique had also greatly improved. As for agricultural spirits, Xiao Ze had cultivated 3 more: wheat, Shimon; corn, Yujin; potato, Dishuang. Not only that, but Xiao Ze had used a lot of resources to raise the quality of all 4 agricultural spirits to excellent. They gained their second skills, and their strength also grew considerably. At the same cultivation level, the higher the quality, the stronger the spirit. The improvement in the quality of the agricultural spirits also improved the quality of the crops they cultivated. For example, rice evolved from ordinary rice to jade spirit crystal rice. The evolved rice had a better effect when eaten. This was why Xiao Ze's cultivation speed even surpassed Tang San's. Tang San's soul power was currently at level 26. Once he obtained his transcendent second soul ring, his soul power might reach around level 23 or 24. He would be about the same as Tang San. Xiao Ze skillfully arrived at the headmaster's office. "Grandpa Xiao, oh Xiao Ze, are you going to get your second soul ring?" Under the nourishment of Xiao Ze's special crops, Grandpa Xiao's hair had turned much blacker, and his spirit was getting better and better. He even rekindled his interest in cultivation. Perhaps in the future, he might even have a chance to cultivate to a soul sage, or even a soul Douluo. "That's right, Grandpa Xiao. This is a bag of special crops for you." "Xiao Zehended a buktohed master Xiao." "Haha, then, I'll accept it." Grandpa Xiao was also very surprised when he first tasted these crops. But more than that, he was moved. He and Xiao Ze were not true grandfather and grandson, but they were closer than real ones. "Grandpa Xiao, this time I plan to get my soul ring by myself." Headmaster Xiao frowned upon hearing this. "Xiao Ze, but you're going to get a 1,000-year soul ring. It's dangerous." "Grandpa Xiao, you know I'm very strong now after my breakthrough. Absorbing it won't be a problem. As for combat, Suehua and the other 3 are not weak." Xiao Ze wasn't lying. The 4 agricultural spirits, including Suehua, had the same soul power as Xiao Ze, but their improved quality gave them powerful combat strength. And each of the 4 agricultural spirits had their own advantages, such as attack, range, defense, and so on. "All right then." Headmaster Xiao finally relented. He knew Xiao Ze's current combat strength. Dealing with a soul grandmaster was definitely not a problem, and that was before their quality improved. Now, perhaps he could even fight a soul ancestor. "Then, Grandpa Xiao, I'll go back to the village first. I haven't been back in a year." "Okay." Xiao Ze returned to his dormitory and glanced at Xiao Wu and Tang San, who were snuggled together. He also admired Xiao Wu a bit. Even after Tang San drank the yellow liquid, she could still cozy up to him. As expected of a flirtatious rabbit, birds of a feather flocked together. The 2 of them only glanced at Xiao Ze. Xiao Ze didn't interact much with them, and they didn't even know what level he was now. However, Tang San was confident that Xiao Ze definitely wasn't as high as him, and might not even get his second soul ring next year. He was, after all, born with full soul power. Xiao Ze packed up and returned to the village. Headmaster Xiao watched his departing back and followed him. Afternoon. Xiao Ze returned to Kingxi village. "Oh, Xiao Ze, you're back." A woman looked at Xiao Ze with pleasant surprise. "Auntie Li, I'm back." "That's great. I'll tell everyone to come see you." Xiao Ze was about to refuse. Auntie Li had already rushed out. "Everyone, come out and see. Xiao Ze is back." Xiao O Shi Ishbek. Suddenly, the quiet of Kingxi village was broken. Familiar figures emerged one by one. "Xiao Ze, how are you doing at school? Has anyone bullied you?" "Xiao Ze, you've gotten much stronger. You've grown up." "Xiao Ze, what level are you?" Everyone spoke one after another, very enthusiastically. This might be partly due to Xiao Ze becoming a soul master, but more so because of their past relationship. These villagers, although they knew soul masters were powerful, didn't truly understand specifics. All right, Xiao Ze has finally returned. "You old ladies, go prepare some ingredients. We'll have a big feast tonight." The village chief walked over. "Okay, wait. Annie Lee, take this bag of rice. It's good rice." Xiao Ze handed her a bag of ordinary special rice. Alrighty, they had no soul power, but this rice could also improve their bodies, and perhaps even cure hidden ailments. In the shadows, Headmaster Xiao watched Xiao Ze interacting with the villagers and couldn't help but smile. What a good child. Dusk fell, and the last ray of twilight vanished into the distant mountains. Kingxi Village's night was exceptionally lively. In the central square of the village, under the old locust tree, more than a dozen wooden tables were arranged, each with more than a dozen dishes. After Xiao Ze became a sole master, Kingxi Village's life improved significantly. Xiao Ze helped Kingxi Village build a square and various facilities. Houses were also renovated. Xiao Ze never forgot his roots. Every person in Kingxi Village sat at a table, holding a ceramic bowl filled with Xiao Ze's rice. The dishes on the tables were steaming hot. Everyone sat together, enjoying the grand meal. Several bare-chested men were toasting each other, while women held bowls, feeding their children. This rice Xiao Ze gave us is really delicious. Indeed, this taste is really different from what we usually eat. Everyone's face was filled with smiles. Xiao Ze, where did you buy this rice? One person asked. This rice can't be bought. I cultivated it with my martial soul. At this, everyone began to eat the rice in large mouthfuls. No wonder it's so delicious. So it's cultivated by Xiao Ze's martial soul. So fragrant. That's right, and after I eat it, I feel a warmth throughout my body. If you like to eat it, eat more. I brought a lot for everyone. Xiao Ze no longer used this ordinary rice. He was now eating jade spirit crystal rice. Xiao Ze also planned to leave the previously stored corn, potatoes, and other crops for the villagers. Woof woof, an unknown yellow dog lay at the foot of the table. Xiao Ze saw it, picked up some bones, and threw them on the ground. The yellow dog immediately began gnawing on them, its tail lazily thumping the ground. It was clearly very happy. Oh, yo, hey. The Sephora flower falls. Oh, the stream rises. Every household stove fire reflects the moon, hey. Children sneak fish and hide under the table. Oh, yellow dogs circle, begging for fragrant bones, oh. On the other side, the old village chief, tipsy, tapped his bowl and sang a folk song. And beside them, the sound of the stream, clinking cups, and laughter mixed together. The smile on Xiao Ze's face never faded. If he hadn't had soul power, he probably would have lived such an ordinary life. He liked it. Post views. 8 Douluo, becoming the god of nature from farming chapter 020 after staying in the village for 3 days. Xiao Ze went directly to the adjacent Holy Spirit village. Tang Hao was dead, but the blue-silver emperor and the spirit bone were still there. He had to find them. Crops could be upgraded with resources, and the blue-silver emperor's blood was also a resource. Xiao Ze didn't know the exact location of the waterfall, but he knew it was within a dozen kilometers of Holy Spirit Village. He could only search slowly. Xiao Ze summoned his 4 agricultural spirits, Sui Hua, Shimeng, Eugene, and Di Shu Wang. Sui Hua, spread out and see if there's a waterfall nearby. Sui Hua nodded and left with Shimeng and the others. Principal Xiao, who was hiding in the shadows, was bewildered, not knowing why Xiao Ze was looking for a waterfall, but he was sure Xiao Ze had his own reasons. A dozen kilometers was quite a challenge for Xiao Ze. He was only level 20 now, and it might take several days to search the entire area. But this was the only clumsy way. Spending a few days to exchange for a 100,000-year spirit bone and the blue-silver emperor was a huge profit. On the first day, Xiao Ze harvested a few spiritual herbs. On the second day, Xiao Ze killed some soul beasts. On the third day, Xiao Ze searched more than half of the area. Today was the 4th day. Xiao Ze looked dusty and tired. At this moment, a potato, 3 meters in diameter, rolled over. Its surface was covered with retractable rock crystal scales, and it had 6 thick vine tentacles. Di Shu Wang, are you saying you found the waterfall? Di Shu Wang rolled on the ground, indicating yes. Its body was a hole, with no legs or distinct body parts. Good. Xiao Ze was very excited and heavily rubbed Di Shu Wang's smooth head. Xiao Ze used the characteristic of his first soul skill to summon Sui Hua and the other 2 agricultural spirits back. The 3 spirits were still a little bewildered. All right, Di Shu Wang found the waterfall. Let's go check it out. Following Di Shu Wang to the waterfall, Xiao Ze looked at the forest behind him and the high waterfall. This was very likely where the blue silver emperor was located. Eugene, come here. Eugene was a floating giant corn cob, about 3 meters long, with translucent golden kernels. Eugene swayed and floated over. Xiao Ze leaped up and rode on Eugene. Let's go up and take a look. Although Eugene couldn't fly, its floating height could reach about 50 meters. Xiao Ze used a soul power shield to block the waterfall's water. Xiao Ze observed the mountain wall inside the waterfall from bottom to top, pressing his hand on the wall constantly. After a long time, there was a creak. A door opened. Xiao Ze's face lit up with joy. Finally, Principal Xiao, not far away, was stunned by this scene. Good heavens, is Xiao Ze looking for treasure here? There's even a door behind this waterfall. However, Principal Xiao didn't follow him in. This was something Xiao Ze found, and it had nothing to do with him. He was already very satisfied with his current strength. Entering the door, Xiao Ze came to another stone chamber. On the ground, there was a small mound with a blue-silver grass on it, covered in golden patterns. Xiao Ze squatted down and stroked its leaves. Tang Hao is truly inhuman to leave you here. If he had sent you back to the blue-silver forest, you would have probably recovered by now. From now on, you should follow me. His farmland couldn't grow plant-type soul beasts, but he could use their blood as cultivation resources to train agricultural spirits in the direction of these soul beasts. As a soul beast with extremely strong vitality, the blue-silver emperor's abilities were unquestionable, and its talent was excellent. It was quite suitable for cultivation. However, the blue-silver emperor was too weak now and probably couldn't bleed, but there was no rush. Immediately, Xiao Ze went to a wall and patted it. A black box immediately fell. Xiao Ze caught it and opened the black box. An extremely rich life force emanated, filling the entire stone chamber. Even taking a breath of air made him feel like he could live 10 more years. 100,000 year blue-silver emperor right leg bone. Xiao Ze stroked the leg bone, his fingers trembling. This was a 100,000 year spirit bone. In the entire Douluo Continent, there were probably no more than 2,100,000 year spirit bones. Xiao Ze suppressed his excited emotions and began to carefully consider how to use the spirit bone. For him, there were two uses. First, absorb it. The benefit was a significant increase in his soul power, possibly directly to level 30. However, of the blue-silver emperor's two soul skills, only wildfire burns endlessly, spring breeze brings new life was useful. But this soul skill was exclusive to the blue-silver grass lineage. While other martial soul masters could regrow severed limbs, its usefulness was not as good as for blue-silver grass soul masters. As for the second soul skill, it was even more useless. A flying soul skill with a very slow flying speed, even slower than some beast martial soul masters. Soul masters could float at the soul sage realm, soul Douluo could fly briefly, and only tidal Douluo could fly for extended periods. But the purpose of flying, to be honest, was not very useful for Xiao Ze right now. His Eugene could also float, and its speed was not slow at all, which was sufficient. The second use was to feed it to an agricultural spirit as a resource. This would definitely greatly improve its quality. The benefit of this use was laying the foundation and rapid development. If he were to feed it, Xiao Ze would feed it to Sui Hua, not only because Sui Hua had been with him the longest, but also because Sui Hua's crops were more suitable for him to lay the foundation. After Sui Hua's quality improved, she could provide him with better rice, which would allow his physique to improve faster. By the time he reached the third soul ring, he might even have a 10,000 year soul ring. Xiao Ze was conflicted. Both methods had their own advantages. One focused on the present, one focused on the future. After a moment of thought, Xiao Ze chose the latter. He was still young, and such high soul power was useless. Moreover, rapidly increasing soul power at once made him susceptible to being targeted. He was talking about you, you Xiao Jiang. You Xiao Jiang, woof woof. Xiao Ze went to his spiritual sea and summoned Sui Hua, and the others back. With a pained expression, Xiao Ze fed the 100,000-year blue-silver emperor right leg bone to Sui Hua. Sui Hua absorbed the energy within. Its surface immediately glowed blue, with many golden patterns infused within the light. Sui Hua began to improve in quality. The other 3 agricultural spirits looked on enviously as Sui Hua began to evolve. You don't need to be envious. When I have other resources later, I will give them to you too. Xiao Ze smiled. These agricultural spirits worked diligently in the farmland every day. If he didn't cultivate them, he would be letting down their efforts. Suddenly, a blue light erupted. It was dazzling, forcing Xiao Ze to close his eyes. The next moment, the light converged and dissipated. Xiao Ze opened his eyes and looked at Sui Hua in front of him. Sui Hua had undergone significant changes. Its drooping rice awns had transformed from their original golden yellow to a blue-gold color. It seemed to be the effect of the blue-silver emperor's spirit bone. But it had to be said, Sui Hua looked much better. Post views 3. Douluo, becoming the god of nature from farming chapter 021 epic grade, huh? Xiao Ze sensed Sui Hua's quality, a little surprised. Could a 100,000-year spirit bone only elevate to epic grade? Then the subsequent legendary and mythical grades would likely be even more difficult. Xiao Ze noticed that excellent and fine grades were relatively easy to improve. However, epic grade and beyond became much harder, requiring more resources. Because epic grade marked a significant leap, each improvement brought new features, and the crop effect were also excellent. Currently, Sui Hua possessed 4 skills and 1 domain. This domain was one of Sui Hua's epic grade enhancements. Domain: 1,000-layered grain waves. This domain had 3 main effects. Effect 1. The ground within the domain transforms into a liquid rice paddy, causing enemies to fall into a muddy feet state. Movement speed reduced by 40% when moving. Effect 2. Allies gain the bountiful harvest mark. Attacks carry a grain thorn effect, 15% armor penetration. Have a chance to trigger Rice Husk Guard. Nullifies 30% damage. When injured, and skill casting speed is increased by 20%. Effect 3. Falling rice grains will ripen and burst, causing area damage. 10% of the final damage will be converted into a permanent shield distributed among allies within the domain. The effects of this domain were extremely supportive. Sui Hua was a support-type agricultural spirit. It had slowing, healing, shielding, armor penetration, and more. It could be considered a relatively all-around support. As for Sui Hua's combat power, it wasn't strong, but not weak either. It was more than enough to handle a spirit elder now. The advanced Sui Hua was very excited and immediately went to its 3 plots of land, sprinkling its spirit power. It let its spirit power permeate the farmland, allowing its crops to begin evolving. Just as the rice ripened, Xiao Ze saw that all the original rice grains had turned blue-gold, and they were crystal clear, very beautiful. These rice grains should be called blue-silver crystal rice. Their effects, naturally, went without saying. They were definitely several times better than the original rice. Leaving Sui Hua to work, Xiao Ze, with the blue-silver emperor, left the portal. Principal Xiao saw him come out smiling with a blue-silver grass, utterly confused. What is this child doing? Forget it, I'm getting old. I can't understand the thoughts of young kids anymore. Leaving the waterfall, Xiao Ze headed towards the Star-Do Great Forest. Although the Star-Do Great Forest was dangerous, it contained numerous spirit beasts, definitely including the life-type spirit beasts he needed. Holy Spirit Village was quite far from the Star-Do Great Forest. Even with Xiao Ze taking a carriage, it took several days. On the outskirts of the Star-Do Great Forest, there were many people. They were mostly spirit masters who came to the Star-Do Great Forest to obtain spirit rings. And on the outskirts of the Star-Do Great Forest, there were many markets. Some spirit masters made money by guiding others to obtain spirit rings, earning gold spirit coins. Others sold the corpses of spirit beasts. As for spirit bones, they were impossible to find here. If there were any, they wouldn't be bought. They'd be directly snatched. Spirit bones were usually sent to auctions, which had imperial shares, making them much safer. Xiao Ze directly entered the Star Do Great Forest. Immediately, it felt as if he had entered another world. Countless trees blotted out the sky, their branches intertwined like a barrier, blocking the sunlight. Only a few rays of sunlight could fall through the gaps in the leaves. This caused the light inside the Star Do Great Forest to be very dim. The air was also rather ordinary, mixed with the smell of spirit beasts and blood. It seemed the environment of the Star Do Great Forest wasn't very good. Xiao Ze walked towards the outer ring. The Star Do Great Forest was divided into 5 regions: the fringe area, the outer ring, the mixed ring, the core ring, and finally, the Lake of Life. The fringe area mostly contained 100-year spirit beasts, though there were also some 1,000-year spirit beasts, but they were few. Most importantly, the fringe area had the most spirit masters. Within the Star Do Great Forest, spirit beasts weren't the most terrifying. The most terrifying were spirit masters. The human heart was the most unpredictable. Didn't Meng Iran in the original novel have her spirit beast stolen? If Meng Iran's grandparents weren't spirit emperors and spirit sages, perhaps she wouldn't even have had to duel Tang San, and her spirit beast would have been snatched away. So he had to be careful, extra careful. Looking around, no one was there, and Xiao Ze slowly arrived at the outer ring. As soon as he reached the outer ring, Xiao Ze heard many spirit beast roars. The outer ring had the largest number of spirit beasts. It was a mix of 100-year and 1,000-year spirit beasts. Xiao Ze searched for a long time, but didn't find a suitable spirit beast. He leaned against a giant tree. Suddenly, the sounds of a spirit master and a spirit beast fighting echoed nearby. Xiao Ze went over curiously, but he was still very cautious, hiding behind the giant tree to watch. He saw a charming woman fighting a 1,000-year-old fox-type spirit beast. The woman's black hair cascaded down, and her face was beautiful and bright. Her pair of enchanting large eyes, with slightly upturned corners, seemed to smile without smiling, possessing a captivating allure. Her nose bridge was high, her lips full, naturally red and luscious, tempting at every moment. As for her figure, it was breathtakingly fiery. She wore a tight pink crop top on her upper body, the fabric light and clinging to her skin, outlining her curves perfectly. Rounded shoulders, delicate collarbones, full breasts. Every part was so alluring. Her lower body was a matching pair of pink hot pants, revealing a large section of fair, jade-like thighs, without a trace of excess flesh. Most importantly, she had a foxtail behind her. A foxtail and this appearance, this aura. Could it be just as Xiao Ze was speculating? A hand suddenly rested on his back. Gah! Xiao Ze turned sharply and saw a man with delicate skin and an alluring appearance. Seeing him, Xiao Ze immediately understood. The woman inside was Hulaina, one of the 3 idiots of the spirit hall. Boy, what are you doing here? Zhu Douluo asked, pinching his orchid fingers, looking at Xiao Ze. Xiao Ze smiled awkwardly. Your Excellency, I just heard the sound of a battle here, so I came to take a look. Your Excellency? You know me. Zhu Douluo was slightly surprised. With such a charming appearance and noble aura, I believe only His Excellency Zhu of the Spirit Hall could possess it, Xiao Ze said, outwardly calm. But his heart was already racing. This was a titled Douluo. He could crush him with a single slap. Zhu Douluo chuckled twice. Boy, you're interesting, and your spirit power isn't low. Do you want to join the Spirit Hall? Your Excellency, the Spirit Hall is great, but I want to participate in the Spirit Master Academy tournament, and I can't even get a spot in the Spirit Hall Academy, Xiao Ze said, feigning a bitter smile. That's true. Suit yourself, Zhu Douluo said casually, merely finding Xiao Ze interesting. Then is that your elder? Zhu Douluo pointed behind a giant tree. Your Excellency. Principal Xiao walked out. Grandpa Xiao, why are you here? I just couldn't stop worrying about you. Post views. 5 Douluo, becoming the god of nature from farming chapter 022, Xiao Ze's heart warmed. Grandpa Xiao was indeed worried about him. All right, you two stay here and wait for Nana to finish absorbing her spirit ring. Then you can leave. Okay. Xiao Ze had no objections and went to a spot with Grandpa Xiao to wait. Soon, Hulaina absorbed her fourth spirit ring and became a spirit ancestor. Such a young spirit ancestor, truly a genius of the Spirit Hall Academy, Principal Xiao exclaimed. However, in his heart, Xiao Ze was the most formidable. Grandpa Ju, who are they? Hulaina, now a spirit ancestor, approached with an excited expression, her slender waist swaying gracefully. They saw you obtaining your spirit ring, so I kept them here. Grandpa Ju, I'm done absorbing, let them go. Hulaina came up to Xiao Ze and pinched his face. A child with good features, just a bit dark. You'll definitely look handsome once you get fairer. Xiao Ze was speechless. Was his big sister a bit too familiar? Even a face con wouldn't be like this. However, Hulaina's enchanting fox-like eyes were indeed captivating, and the rich, delicate fragrance emanating from her was even more alluring. Little brother, are you here to get a spirit ring? Hulaina's red lips parted slightly, her breath like orchids. Yes, my second spirit ring, Xiao Ze answered honestly. A little brother, your talent is quite good to be able to get a second spirit ring at this age. Do you want to join Spirit Hall? Grandpa Xiao had no issues with Spirit Hall. It was indeed a good place. I asked him, he wants to participate in the Spirit Master Tournament, so he won't be coming. Hulaina covered her mouth and chuckled. Then I hope to see you in the finals of the Spirit Master Tournament. I will, Xiao Ze replied very seriously. Hulaina was slightly taken aback. On the side, Chrysanthemum Douluo didn't take it seriously. Only 3 academies could participate in the finals, making the difficulty extraordinary. Little brother, what kind of spirit beast do you want? I can tell you. Life type, or an auxiliary spirit. There are life-type spirit beasts over there, quite a lot of them. Hulaina pointed in a direction. Thank you, big sister. Hulaina pinched Xiao Ze's cheek again, so well-behaved. Grandpa Ju, let's go back. I mentioned, little brother, be careful. Got it. Seeing the two leave, Xiao Ze breathed a sigh of relief. Grandpa Ju, do you think he can make it to the finals? You're joking. It's already quite good if he can participate in the Spirit Master Tournament. Chrysanthemum Douluo shook his head with a smile. But I have a feeling he will come, Hulaina said with a smile. Chrysanthemum Douluo didn't say anything. Xiao Ze moved in the direction Hulaina pointed. Grandpa Xiao followed behind him. After passing through 2 forests, Xiao Ze arrived at a place with a very strong life aura. At a glance, Xiao Ze saw many blue silver grasses. In places with rich life, the number of blue silver grasses would be abundant. There were also some other life-type spirit beasts, but none of them were strong. Grandpa Xiao used his aura to drive them away. Xiao Ze slowly explored. If he couldn't find a suitable spirit beast, he would continue with blue silver grass. Anyway, his spirit skills had nothing to do with the spirit beast, as long as the cultivation year was high. Mainly, Xiao Ze wanted to see if he could get a spirit bone. Even if blue silver grass yielded a spirit bone, it wouldn't be of much use to him. He didn't even care for a 100,000 year blue silver emperor spirit bone. So what use would a blue silver grass spirit bone be? The spirit bone Xiao Ze wanted most was Xiao Wu's instantaneous movement and invincible golden body. These 2 spirit skills were simply invincible. Xiao Ze was also a bit speechless. A trashy little rabbit actually possessed 2 such powerful spirit skills. Heaven is blind. After walking for 15 minutes, Xiao Ze sensed the life aura growing even stronger. Xiao Ze, there's a 1,000-year spirit beast ahead. It should be suitable for you. Grandpa Zhao's spiritual power wasn't strong enough to pinpoint what kind of spirit beast it was. Okay. Xiao Ze walked 100 meters to the northwest. He discovered a tree. Its trunk was as crystalline as jade, and its branches and leaves displayed a 7-colored glow. This spirit beast is the myriad manifestation spirit banyan. Principal Xiao exclaimed excitedly. Myriad manifestation spirit banyan. Xiao Ze hadn't learned about it in books. Grandpa Xiao knew Xiao Ze wasn't clear and began to explain. The myriad manifestation spirit banyan is a top-tier life-type spirit beast, possessing extremely strong combat and healing abilities. Their numbers are very rare, mostly found in mixed zones. Because the myriad manifestation spirit banyan heals other spirit beasts, These types of spirit beasts are not attacked by most spirit beasts, so they can live for a very long time. The only drawback is that their cultivation advancement is very slow. Xiao Ze nodded. This is it. Xiao Ze, how about Grandpa does it? The myriad manifestation spirit banyan has quite strong combat power. This 1.8-meter myriad manifestation spirit banyan is over 800 years old. Grandpa Xiao was a little worried. Don't worry, Grandpa Xiao. If I can't handle it, then you can step in. Okay. Grandpa Xiao began to guard the surroundings. Since the myriad manifestation spirit banyan was here, it meant other spirit beasts also knew about this place. He couldn't let other spirit beasts disturb Xiao Ze. Xiao Ze summoned his 4 spirits, Sui Hua, Shi Meng, Di Shu Wang, and Eugene. Sui Hua, use Rice Wave Rush. Shi Meng, use Wind Meteor Wheat Spike. Sui Hua dashed a certain distance towards the myriad manifestation spirit banyan, swinging her to strike the banyan's trunk. With a loud bang, the myriad manifestation spirit banyan was startled awake. Its roots rose from the ground, transforming into countless wooden dragons, waving in the air. Xiao Ze was stunned. Good heavens, all of this guy's offensive weapons were underground. The myriad manifestation spirit banyan waved its branches, striking toward Xiao Ze. Shi Meng launched a golden whirlwind that pierced through many branches, scattering scorching wheat seeds along the way. Just as the branches were about to touch Xiao Ze, the scorching wheat seeds erupted in golden light, forming small explosions. Boom! 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 The explosions swallowed all the branches. Di Shu Wang, seeing this, donned his starch armor and blocked in front of Xiao Ze. Eugene fired exploding corn bombs, tracking the myriad manifestation spirit banyan. The myriad manifestation spirit banyan's crown flung out spiritual leaves as sharp as blades, slicing through the exploding corn bombs, which then exploded in the air. It has quite a lot of tricks. At this moment, countless translucent rice ears grew from the void, and a continuous blue-golden grain rain descended from the sky. This was Sui Hua's domain, 1,000-layer rice waves. Grandpa Xiao felt the effect of the domain and was slightly surprised. Xiao Ze's methods are becoming more and more numerous, he said with a look of satisfaction. He had witnessed Xiao Ze's growth firsthand. Sui Hua and the others continued their battle with the myriad manifestation spirit banyan. The sounds of ripening rice ears bursting echoed continuously, without end. This prevented the myriad manifestation spirit banyan's branches from getting close to Xiao Ze. Di Shu Wang also rushed out. The branches struck its armor, but it didn't dodge at all. This was because a portion of the absorbed damage could be converted into its temporary shield. Although this temporary shield continuously broke, it also continuously regenerated. Suddenly, a row of sharp potato thorns protruded from beneath the myriad manifestation spirit banyan. They pierced its underside, and green liquid flowed out. Post views 6 Douluo, becoming the god of nature from Farming Chapter 023, the pain made the myriad manifestation spirit banyan even more berserk. Countless paper strips danced wildly in the air, pushing Sui Hua and the others back over 10 meters in an instant. The next second, hundreds of wooden thorns burst from the ground. Seeing this, Xiao Ze immediately moved and dodged one wooden thorn after another. Sui Hua and the others were even faster, especially the king of earth potatoes, who directly rolled on the ground, making dodging quite easy. Eugene floated in the air. Seeing this, it released corn silk to entangle the myriad manifestation spirit banyan. Its entanglement skill was not an ordinary one. It had a binding effect. With the myriad manifestation spirit banyan bound, Sui Hua immediately used rice tendrils to link Shi Meng, the 3 spirits, and Xiao Ze. This was Sui Hua's epic-level skill, Sprout Chain Resonance, which was extremely effective. It evenly distributed damage and removed 1 debuff per second. If one person received healing, the other 4 also received healing. Then it scattered rice seeds. Upon Shi Meng's touch, the injuries on everyone's bodies began to slowly recover, and their soul power also started to replenish. The next moment, 8 rice stalk illusions appeared, continuously attacking the myriad manifestation spirit banyan. But they only possessed 30% of Suehua's actual combat power, so their might was ordinary. After a round of attacks, the myriad manifestation spirit banyan also recovered. Its canopy shot out countless leaves, piercing through the rice stalk illusions. When one illusion died, it released a healing wave, healing the surrounding rice stalk illusions. This myriad manifestation spirit banyan is indeed very strong. Xiao Ze nodded. Grandpa Xiao saw Xiao Ze fighting smoothly, without any signs of discomfort, and nodded with satisfaction. Suehua, Shimang bond skill. Among agricultural spirits, suitable ones would develop bond skills. The bond skill between rice and wheat, Suehua and Shimang, called prosperity of the nation, was automatically born after Shimang appeared. It was like a soul master's martial soul fusion skill. The king of earth potatoes and Yujin had not developed one, possibly requiring other agricultural spirits. In an instant, a golden field phantom appeared in the sky. Rice stalks and wheat awns intertwined, and soul power surged within the field. Vibrant green and dazzling gold swayed like waves in the wind. The next moment, a phantom of a rice plant and a wheat plant appeared above the golden field. One rice plant, verdant and slender, with grains like pearl curtains. One wheat plant, with awns like swords, its sharpness restrained. Their roots entangled, their stems and leaves merged, and then the entire sky began to tremble. Immediately, rice waves rolled, wheat fields undulated, and countless grains detached from their heads, suspended in the air. They converged, condensed, and finally transformed into a phantom stretching across heaven and earth. It was an ancient scene of farming. People walked barefoot on fertile soil, tender green sprouts breaking through behind them, and 5 grains growing before them. The turned black soil, the earthy smell blending with the fragrance of rice and wheat. In the distance, wisps of cooking smoke rose from thatched roofs. Favorable weather and abundant harvest piled up like mountains. Grandpa Xiao looked at this scene with shock. Is this a martial soul fusion skill? His Xiao Ze was also using this bond skill for the first time. It looked truly magnificent. This painting of rivers and mountains, of a nation, conveyed that civilization began with a single seed. As the wind blew, rice stalks bowed low, wheat waves surged, and grains fell like rain. Prosperity of the nation was an amplification skill. It had 3 effects. Effect 1. All allied forces' basic attacks gained this sowing effect, growing 1 assist crop, wheat or rice, with each attack. Effect 2. All enemy non-plant type martial souls were weakened by 50%, and plant type martial souls were weakened by 25%. It could also weaken plant type soul beasts. Effect 3. The surrounding terrain transformed into divine blessed fertile soil. Standing on the fertile soil allowed for rapid recovery from injuries, making it basically impossible to be killed. With these 3 effects, Suehua and the others continuously attacked the myriad manifestation spirit banyan, not defending at all. With the injury recovery from the divine blessed fertile soil, they simply couldn't die. Wheat and rice plants appeared one after another. Although their combat power was not great, their sheer numbers were overwhelming. They blocked most of the myriad manifestation spirit banyan's paper strips. The myriad manifestation spirit banyan had no way to counterattack. It was finally cut down by Suehua. A dazzling purple soul ring floated in the air. Xiao Ze found that his agricultural spirits were quite strong in combat, but this myriad manifestation spirit banyan was difficult to deal with. With less than 2,000 years of cultivation, it could display the combat power of 4,000, 5,000, or even more years. And Suehua and the others were only level 20. Generally, a soul master of the soul power would find it difficult to deal with a soul beast nearing 100 years. Xiao Ze, start absorbing the soul ring. Okay. Xiao Ze sat cross-legged, his soul power guiding the 1,000-year soul ring. Since the 1,000-year soul ring had no mental impact, absorbing it was relatively easy for Xiao Ze. Night gradually fell. It wasn't until evening that Xiao Ze absorbed his second soul ring. With his second soul skill settled, a smile appeared on Xiao Ze's face. With his soul skill, he would not lack combat power himself. Xiao Ze saw a jade-green light emanating from the myriad manifestation spirit banyan's corpse. No way. Xiao Ze's face was filled with excitement as he carefully had Suehua move the myriad manifestation spirit banyan's body aside. Grandpa Xiao also walked over. Is this a soul bone? Most likely. Soon, a jade-green soul bone appeared with golden patterns on it. An external soul bone. A spinal bone. When Xiao Ze saw the soul bone, his hands trembled with excitement. External soul bones were among the most precious soul bones. Xiao Ze, your luck is really good. You've only killed 2 soul beasts in total, and you actually got an external soul bone, Grandpa Xiao exclaimed. Don't delay. Absorb it quickly. Okay, Xiao Ze immediately absorbed the external soul bone into his body. After absorbing the myriad manifestation spirit banyan's soul ring, the absorption of this external soul bone was much faster. It was completed in an hour. Xiao Ze's spine was now jade green. With a thought from Xiao Ze, 8 semi-transparent energy vines appeared behind him. This was the most basic use of the soul bone. When used, Xiao Ze's spine emitted a warm green light. This external soul bone now possessed 2 skills: Life's Extreme and Death Calamity. Life's Extreme was a defensive skill. Death Calamity was an offensive skill. They were very suitable for Xiao Ze. Grandpa Xiao, let's leave here quickly. It's already dark. Okay, Xiao Ze's second soul ring lit up, and Yujin transformed into a stream of light, entering Xiao Ze's body. Xiao Ze floated directly in the air. This was Xiao Ze's second soul skill, Spirit Transformation. He could choose to have an agricultural spirit possess him, fully utilizing all of its abilities, and even receiving a comprehensive amplification. Xiao Ze pulled Grandpa Xiao, flying at an extremely fast speed. Grandpa Xiao had a smile on his face. Actually, he could run faster on the ground himself, but he knew that Xiao Ze wanted to show him his second soul skill. He had to admit that Xiao Ze's second soul skill was very useful to him. It ensured his own safety. Post views. For Douluo, becoming the god of nature from Farming Chapter 024 back at Nourishes Academy. Xiao Ze ignored Tang San's strange gaze and began to open up his second major area. When opening up large areas, agricultural spirits cannot help. Xiao Ze's spiritual power was different from before. With the Shinong Ben Chao Jing, his spiritual power had greatly increased, and his opening speed also quickened. Outside, Tang San glared fiercely at Xiao Ze. He found that after Xiao Ze disgusted him, his life became worse and worse. This Xiao Ze's soul power is very strong. It looks like he's already a great soul master. There's definitely something wrong. Third brother, let's just drop it. You don't have any evidence. Xiao Wu was helpless. Why was third brother so fond of clashing with Xiao Ze? He hadn't done anything. Tang Sin didn't speak and walked straight outside. He told Yu Xiaojiang about this matter. Yu Xiaojiang was excitedly envious. Xiao Ze's talent wasn't high, yet he could cultivate so quickly. There must be something wrong. Xiao San, there's definitely something wrong with this person, but we might not be able to investigate it. Still, we must get revenge. Yu Xiaojiang had all his privileges revoked and was now reviled by everyone in Nourishes Academy, living a very difficult life. If Tang Sin wasn't here, Yu Xiaojiang would have already left. Teacher, what should we do? Tang San's heart would twitch in pain lately, and his mood was already irritable. He also wanted to deal with Xiao Ze. It's simple. You challenge him. With your strength, dealing with Xiao Ze is more than enough. Okay. Tang San was very confident. His martial soul had powerful toxicity, and he had his hidden weapons. The advantage was with him. Xiao Ze was completely unaware of Tang San's situation. After opening up the second major area, Xiao Ze planted sweet potatoes, chili peppers, and tea leaves. The effects of these 3 crops were quite good. Sweet potatoes could quickly restore soul power. Tea leaves had the effect of increasing spiritual power. As for chili peppers, They were a burst-type crop. Taking them could temporarily increase one's combat power. One just couldn't eat too many at once. After the busy work, Xiao Ze came back to his senses, stretched, and planned to go for a walk. As soon as he stepped out, Xiao Ze saw Tang San. Xiao Ze, what do you want? Xiao Ze frowned. If he wasn't afraid of Tang San having the power of the Azure God, he would have killed him long ago. Ever since Yu Xiaojiang falsely accused him of being an evil soul master, they've been constantly causing trouble. Now Tang Hao is dead, and you're still arrogant. I want to challenge you. Tang San said seriously. Huh? You're a great soul master, challenging me. Xiao Ze pointed at himself. At this moment, many students also gathered around. Look, Tang San is going to challenge Xiao Ze. But Xiao Ze is only a soul master. Isn't Tang San being too shameless? You also don't look at who his teacher is? True. From a distance, Yu Xiaojiang's face darkened when he heard this, his eyes gloomy with obvious resentment. Damn it. What do you mean who his teacher is? Could it be that without me, Tang San could have achieved what he has today? All of this is my credit. Tang San's face also turned ugly. That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you've also reached the great soul master realm. Whoosh. As soon as these words came out, everyone was surprised. Xiao Ze is actually a great soul master. So amazing. Is this the reward for hard work? I must also work hard. I will never become like Yu Xiaojiang, who can never break through level 30. Screech. These words are like a dagger piercing Yu Xiaojiang's heart. Never breaking through level 30 in this life was Yu Xiaojiang's eternal pain. This was completely stabbing at Yu Xiaojiang's heart. All right, Xiao Ze nodded. He hadn't fought a soul master yet, so he'd start with Tang San this time. He knew that Tang San's various Tang sect martial arts were quite formidable, and he had to block Tang San's hidden weapons. He definitely needed to concentrate. Let's go. Tang San and Xiao Ze went to the arena, and the students all followed. This battle was a contest between New Oding Academy's first and second geniuses. Even some teachers rushed over. Grandpa Xiao stood not far away, his face full of confidence in Xiao Ze. Xiao Ze's strength at the Great Soul Master stage was simply overwhelming. Tang San stood opposite him. Xiao Ze chuckled, picked up the Celadon teacup in his hand. The tea inside rippled slightly, and a wisp of white mist rose, carrying an elegant fragrance. Xiao Ze took a light sip. The warm tea slid down his throat, slightly bitter than sweet. Immediately, a clear spring seemed to wash over Xiao Ze's thoughts. Thoughts settled, a clear mind. His mind was like a mirror, his heart like still water. Now, Xiao Ze's mind was free of distractions, highly concentrated. This was also one of the effects of tea. Xiao Ze, Martial Soul Black Soil, level 24, summoning type, Soul Master. That's right. Xiao Ze's positioning was a summoning type Soul Master. He could summon dozens of agricultural spirits later. So how could he not be considered a summoning type Soul Master? Summoning type Soul Master. Tang San's eyes darkened. It was his first time seeing a summoning type Soul Master. Yu Xiaojiang's face stiffened when he heard summoning type Soul Master. Although he wasn't strong, he had knowledge. Summoning type Soul Masters were extremely rare, but belonged to the type that was strong from early to late stages. Perhaps, other than being not strong enough above Super Douluo, they were strong at all other times. However, this was just speculation, as there were no summoning type Soul Masters above Title Do, let alone Super Douluo. Tang San, Martial Soul Blue Silvergrass, level 26 Control type Soul Master. I'll be the referee. Xiao Wu came to the side. The match begins. First soul skill bind. Xiao Ze silently added in his heart. Your biological mother is still with me. Countless blue silver grass burst from the ground, heading toward Xiao Ze. Xiao Ze immediately summoned Sui Hua and Shimeng. Seeing this, Shimeng launched a golden whirlwind, piercing through all the blue silver grass. Damn it, such powerful penetration. Tang San let out a low cry, stepping with ghost shadow perplexing track toward Xiao Ze, with phantoms appearing behind him. It had to be said that Tang San's movement technique was indeed excellent. If Xiao Ze's spiritual power wasn't strong enough, He might even have difficulty seeing Tang San's footsteps. Xiao Ze's mouth curved slightly upwards, then he retreated. The next moment, a series of booming explosions sounded. Shimang's windfall wheat spikes, luminous wheat seeds exploded. The terrifying shockwave sent Tang San flying backward. Cough, cough. Tang San wiped the blood from his forehead, his eyes narrowing. It can actually explode. Second soul skill, parasite. A large amount of blue-silver grass appeared in front of Xiao Ze. These were seeds Tang San had scattered earlier. The blue-silver grass moved toward Xiao Ze. Sui Hua used 1,000 rice stalk shadows. Swish 8 rice stalk illusions appeared, striking out and blocking all of Tang San's blue-silver grass. Tang San, it seems you don't have many tricks left. It's my turn. Sui Hua, use rice wave rush. Sui Hua advanced a certain distance, swinging her rice crown to strike Tang San. Tang San continuously dodged Sui Hua's attacks by stepping with Ghost Shadow Perplexing Track. Windfall Wheat Spike. Post views. 5 Douluo, becoming the god of nature from farming chapter 025. A golden whirlwind shot out once again. Tang San summoned his blue-silver grass to form a shield, but it couldn't fully block the golden whirlwind. Just as Tang San was about to escape, Sui Hua used her Sui Guan to bind Tang San's waist. Damn it! Tang San was disgusted. He was a control-type soul master. Although his blue-silver grass was poisonous, if it couldn't bind, it had no offensive power at all, unless he used his hidden weapons or his hammer. Tang San's hands condensed like cold jade. This was his mysterious jade hand. His hands collided with the golden whirlwind. The terrifying penetrative power instantly destroyed Tang San's mysterious jade hand. The Sui Guan loosened, and Tang San was sent flying. Third brother, Xiao Wu exclaimed. Gofgofime fine. As soon as Tang San got up, the blazing seed exploded. Boom, boom, boom. Explosions echoed through the sky, ringing in everyone's ears. Tang San was directly knocked over, and wounds appeared on his body. How is this possible? Yu Xiaojiang's eyes were filled with disbelief. How could Xiao Ze be so strong? It was impossible. Little San had a soul power of level 26. How could this be? Xiao Ze, so powerful. Yeah, so powerful. Is this a summoning-type soul master? Actually, if we could directly target Xiao Ze himself, wouldn't that be better? Do you think Tang San doesn't want to? Tang San can't even get close. Grandpa Xiao nodded in satisfaction. Tang San coughed up blood, getting up shakily. You're still not surrendering? Xiao Ze raised an eyebrow. Tang San didn't speak, but glared fiercely at Xiao Ze. Sui Yuwa. Just as Sui Hua was about to act, a pink figure rushed over, kicking Sui Hua away and blocking Tang San. Xiao Ze's face darkened. My match with him isn't over yet. It's not good for you, a referee, to interfere, is it? The other students were also displeased. They intensely disliked Tang San and Xiao Wu. Xiao Wu, relying on Tang San's protection, was very foul-mouthed, making others want to hit her. If it weren't for Xiao Wu's decent strength and Tang San's protection, Xiao would have long been made in a spicy rabbit head. If you want to hurt third brother, you'll have to go through me. All right, you said it. Xiao Ze would not show mercy. Attack. Sui Hua and Shimang attacked Xiao Wu. Xiao Wu's first soul ring lit up, and her body's flexibility greatly increased, continuously blocking Sui Hua and Shimang's attacks. However, although Xiao Wu was a strength attack type soul master, her 8-stage fall required gathering soul power before reaching level 30. Sui Hua and Shimang's attacks wouldn't allow her to gather soul power at all. As expected of someone who gets along well with Tang San. Truly shameless. Yeah, Tang San hasn't even admitted defeat, and she just rushed up to help. So shameless. Disgusting. Sui Hua once again created 8 stalk illusions, surrounding Xiao Wu, while the Sui Guan continuously whipped her. Xiao Wu had no ability to resist. Whip marks appeared on her body. Xiao Wu, I'm fine. Xiao Wu kicked an illusion away, and with her flexible body, she passed through Sui Hua and Shimang, her eyes flashing pink as she looked at Xiao Ze. Xiao Ze was momentarily stunned, but the next moment, spiritual power poured out, shattering Xiao Wu's charm. Ah, Xiao Wu screamed, clutching her head. Has no one ever told you not to use charm on soul masters with strong spiritual power? Xiao Wu, Xiao Ze, you deserve to die. Tang San's eyes were bloodshot, breathing heavily like an ox, his eyes wide with fury. His hands swept across the 24 bridges moonlight, and a large number of hidden weapons suddenly appeared in his hands. All of them shot toward Xiao Ze, a cold gleam appearing. Xiao Ze's mouth curved upward. He was waiting for this move. The next moment, Shimeng was summoned back to Xiao Ze's front. Shimeng, use morning glow prism. The grains of wheat arranged themselves into a multifaceted prism. This was a skill Shimeng gained from its common quality. It could reflect enemy attacks. As long as the enemy's attack did not exceed the morning glow prism's threshold, it could be reflected. Tang San thought it was a defensive skill and continuously shot out hidden weapons. Dozens, even hundreds of hidden weapons struck the morning glow prism, making crisp clanging sounds. The next moment, something that made Tang San furious happened. All of his hidden weapons were reflected back, piercing into Xiao Wu's body. In an instant, dozens, even hundreds of hidden weapons were embedded in Xiao Wu's body. Xiao Wu's shrill scream made Tang San's heart leap. Tang San, you're really something, treating Xiao Wu like this. Xiao Ze shook his head with a smile. Xiao Oshi. Tang San roared in rage. Just as he was about to act, he was knocked to the ground by Sui Hua and Shimeng. Sai, if your strength isn't good enough, just practice more. Did you listen to your useless teacher and come looking for trouble with me? Use your own stupid brain and think carefully. He's just unlucky himself and wants to deal with me. What does that have to do with you? If he doesn't live well, does that mean you also don't live well? Tang San was stunned. Yes, he was doing pretty well. Although his classmates didn't like playing with him, having Xiao Wu was enough. And most of the reason he was disliked was because of Yu Xiaojiang. Yu Xiaojiang, you truly deserve to die. All right, hurry up and take Xiao Wu away. You're about to kill her. Yu Xiaojiang isn't even as strong as you, yet you listen to him. You really don't have a good head on your shoulders. Xiao Ze left. Tang San suddenly looked at Xiao Wu. At this moment, Xiao Wu was curled up on the ground. Due to the pain, Xiao Wu had directly fainted. Picking up Xiao Wu, Tang San shot Yu Xiaojiang a venomous glare. His current situation was all Yu Xiaojiang's fault. He hadn't even seen Xiao Ze's soul rings. That's right, Xiao Ze hadn't displayed his soul rings. Xiao Ze didn't need to use his first soul skill to summon agricultural spirits. Even if he opened up an area in his spiritual sea, the first soul skill would be used within the spiritual sea and wouldn't be displayed externally. Xiao Ze currently didn't want Tang San to know about his soul rings. Mainly, Yu Xiaojiang was too annoying. If he knew that his second soul ring was a 1,000-year one, Yu Xiaojiang would definitely constantly harass him, which would be disgusting. Yu Xiaojiang felt Tang San's venomous gaze, and his heart trembled. He felt that his relationship with Tang San was growing more and more distant. No, absolutely not. Tang San was his perfect guinea pig. How could he leave? He had to get him something good. Tang San placed Xiao Wu on the bed and immediately used crane control and dragon capturing to remove all the hidden weapons from Xiao Wu's body. Hidden weapons lay scattered on the floor, and Xiao Wu's blood stained her dress red. Tang San was filled with self-reproach. Xiao Wu slowly woke up. Third brother. Xiao Wu, are you okay? I'm fine, just a bit painful. It was fortunate that Tang San's hidden weapons had no poison. Otherwise, Xiao Wu might have turned into a soul ring and soul bone. I'm sorry. Xiao Wu, it's not your fault, it's Xiao Ze. Xiao Wu's eyes showed a fierce glint. If it weren't for Xiao Ze, she wouldn't be like this. It would have been fine if only you were hurt by third brother. Why did you reflect it and hurt me? Exactly, it's Xiao Ze. Tang San said fiercely, and Yu Xiaojiang. Post views 7 Douluo, Becoming the God of Nature from Farming Chapter 026, A Year's Time. Gone in a flash. Little hands wave the hoe bright, blue silver grass in rows aligned. Soul power nurtures seedlings strong. Autumn's harvest, granaries throng. Within his spiritual sea, Xiao Ze used his spiritual power to condense a watering can. The liquid, a mixture of spiritual and soul power, continuously sprinkled onto the fields. Sigh, it's been a year, and the new agriculture spirit still hasn't appeared. Xiao Ze realized that the emergence of agriculture spirits was purely a matter of luck. Xiao Ze noticed a sweet potato suddenly burst out of the ground, trembling violently. Its skin cracked with a kacha sound, and a scorching red light erupted from the fissure like a volcanic eruption. Then, the skin crumbled inch by inch. Boom! Caramel-colored steam billowed, and a 3-meter-tall, meat-eyed sweet potato rose from the earth. The sweet potato flesh writhed like lava, with golden syrup flowing on its surface. The high temperature filled the air with a sweet, cloying aroma. Hardened caramel formed 6-fingered giant claws, and 6 burning potato vines emerged from its back, dancing wildly in the air. It's out! Xiao Ze was delighted. The sweet potato's agriculture spirit had appeared, and it was of excellent quality right from the start. It seemed that he had fed them many good things before. It was a pity that these resources weren't the best, otherwise, after a year, only Douluo wouldn't have reached fine quality. Jade Gold and Earth Potato King were still only excellent, quite a distance from fine quality. A lava-like sweet potato, from now on, you'll be called Crimson Flame. Crimson Flame was very happy to have a name. It moved closer to Xiao Ze, wanting to caress his head, but passed directly through Xiao Ze's body. Crimson Flame was stunned. In a panic, it almost cried, thinking it had killed its master. Don't be nervous. I'm a spiritual body here. I don't have a physical form. Xiao Ze laughed helplessly. This one was a crybaby. Even though it was the largest among the 5 agriculture spirits, it loved to cry. Crimson Flame nodded, feeling much better. Now he could have one more agriculture spirit. He just didn't know if it would be a chili pepper or a tea leaf that appeared. Back to reality. Xiao Ze headed to the principal's office, preparing to bid farewell to Grandpa Xiao. He was going to the intermediate academy. In the past year, Tang San and Xiao Wu had been much quieter and hadn't come to bother him again. Xiao Ze had a very comfortable life. As for Yu Xiaojiang, he had left the academy not long ago, his whereabouts unknown. But it didn't matter. Yu Xiaojiang posed no threat to him. A good-for-nothing, unless he could call Bibi Dong for revenge. As for Tang Hao, he was already dead, so Tang San's threat was not very significant for now. Xiao Ze still hadn't figured out whether this person had the Shura God's divine power. Arriving at the principal's office, Grandpa Xiao immediately pulled Xiao Ze to sit down. Xiao Ze, you're leaving school tomorrow. Have you decided where you're going? Grandpa Xiao, I plan to go to Shrek Academy, first to take a look. Grandpa Xiao frowned. Xiao Ze, I've looked into Shrek Academy. Besides the teachers being powerful, it has no advantages whatsoever. No simulated cultivation, no resources, it's not a good place for you. Don't listen to Yu Xiaojiang's nonsense. And many students at Shrek Academy have died on their way to obtain spirit rings. Xiao Ze was slightly surprised. He didn't expect Grandpa Xiao to have researched Shrek Academy for his sake. However, Xiao Ze only intended to go and see. He wouldn't stay at Shrek Academy forever. He also planned to go to Heaven Do Royal Academy to find Dug Yin. The ice and fire yin yang, well, was extremely important for his cultivation. He had excellent cultivation speed near the blue silvergrass. Wouldn't his cultivation speed explode at the ice and fire yin yang well? As for the immortal herbs, they could also be used to cultivate agriculture spirits. As for recognizing immortal herbs, Xiao Ze had a better method. Grandpa Xiao, I understand. I'm just going to take a look. I know what I'm doing. As long as you know what you're doing, Grandpa Xiao's spirits were getting better and better now. Grandpa Xiao looked at Xiao Ze carefully, sighing, 6 years have passed, and you're becoming more and more mature, and your strength is growing. Perhaps you can become a titled Douluo in the future. Grandpa Xiao, I will definitely become a titled Douluo, and I'll come back to see you soon. Xiao Ze was a nostalgic person. He had just returned from Kingxi Village not long ago. After all, once he left this time, he wouldn't be back for a long time. He left them a lot of rice, wheat, and other crops. Grandpa Xiao, keep these. Xiao Ze took out bag after bag of crops. Grandpa Xiao smiled gently. Child, I'll accept these. Grandpa Xiao knew that Xiao Ze didn't lack these things. They were all his heartfelt intentions. Then Xiao Ze chatted with Grandpa Xiao for a long time before returning to his room. Watching Xiao Ze's retreating back, Grandpa Xiao remained silent for a long time before speaking. What a good child. It seems I need to give him that. The next day, Xiao Ze and Tang San arrived at the academy gate, and Grandpa Xiao walked over. Child, come here. Xiao Ze immediately went to Grandpa Xiao. Grandpa Xiao handed a ring to Xiao Ze. This is a soul tool I found when I was young. Inside, there's a strange hoe. I don't know what it's for, but I feel it's unusual. Xiao Ze, take it. Xiao Ze was slightly surprised. This golden soul tool looked extraordinary. Okay, Grandpa Xiao, I'll take it. Go. Keep moving forward, and you'll reach the end. Grandpa Xiao peted Xiao Ze's shoulder. Xiao Ze turned and walked away with Tang San, looking back every 3 steps, until Grandpa Xiao's figure disappeared from his sight. A few days later, a handsome, dark-skinned young man entered Soto City. Behind him were an ordinary-looking man and a girl with a scorpion braid. Xiao Ze, what are we doing now? Of course, we're finding a hotel to rest and prepare to go to Shrek Academy tomorrow. Xiao Ze also planned to check out the gift Grandpa Xiao gave him. He didn't want to wander around with the 2 of them. All right. Soon, the 3 arrived in front of a large rose. Xiao Ze's mouth twitched. A love hotel on the Douluo Continent. This hotel is so beautiful. Third brother, let's stay here. Okay. You 2 go in first. I'm going to buy something. Tang San completely ignored Xiao Ze and directly took Xiao Wu inside. Hello, I'd like 2 rooms. The receptionist looked at him, then at Xiao Wu behind him, with a strange expression. We only have 1 room left. That works too. All right. How dare you? Are you a new receptionist? Don't you know you need to reserve a room for this young master? At this moment, a handsome man with golden hair and double pupils walked in from outside, holding 2 women in his arms. They were twins. It was Dai Mubai. Dai Mubai came to the front desk and slapped his hand on it. Call your manager over. The receptionist saw that this person was no ordinary individual and quickly walked away. What's wrong with you? Post views. 3. Douluo. Becoming the God of Nature from Farming Chapter 027. Big Brother, we were here first. So what? Dai Mubai disdained to explain. Get lost. Xiao Wu roared furiously. Very good. Dai Mubai released the twins and looked at the 2. It's been a long time since anyone dared to be so arrogant in front of me. You're also a soul master, right? Then let's use a soul master's method to decide the room's ownership. At this moment, the manager came out. Seeing the aggressive Dai Mubai, he immediately apologized. Young Master Dai, I'm so sorry. He's new. The room is immediately yours. No, Xiao Wu shouted. Then come. Dai Mubai went to the back. Young Master Dai, I'll be responsible for all damages. Don't waste words. All right, the manager breathed a sigh of relief and pulled the waiter away. Tang San took a deep breath and stepped forward. He knew that not fighting was not an option this time. Upon seeing this, Dai Mubai directly threw a punch. Tang San's hands turned milky white and collided with Dai Mubai's. Bang! 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 Not bad. A hint of appreciation flashed in Dai Mubai's eyes. The 2 exchanged punches and kicks, constantly colliding. Boom! Tang San was sent flying backward by Dai Mubai's punch. Feeling the numbness in his palm, Tang San looked surprised. What great strength! Tang San couldn't go head-to-head with Dai Mubai. He could only rely on his ghost shadow perplexing track and force unloading abilities to fight Dai Mubai. You're very good, but next, the real beginning. White Tiger Possession. Dai Mubai roared. Suddenly, his body erupted with a pale white light. Dai Mubai's muscles suddenly swelled, and his golden hair instantly turned black and white, but primarily white. A king-shaped pattern also appeared on his forehead. His hands enlarged, covered in white fur, and sharp claws extended. His eyes turned azure. 2 yellow and 1 purple, 3 soul rings, pulsed and rose from beneath Dai Mubai's feet. Dai Mubai, Martial Soul White Tiger, 37th Ranked Battle Soul Elder. Soul Elder! Xiao Wu exclaimed. Brother! Xiao was about to step forward, but was stopped by Tang San. I'll do it. Tang San intertwined his blue silver grass, and strands of blue silver grass spread around his body. Tang San, martial soul blue silver grass, 29th ranked, tool soul master. Your martial soul is just blue silver grass? Can blue silver grass even cultivate? Dai Mubai was stunned. There are no useless martial souls, only useless soul masters. Tang San directly cursed his teacher. Then I'd like to see how strong your blue silver grass martial soul can be. Dai Mubai launched himself forward, charging at Tang San. Tang San immediately controlled a large amount of blue silver grass to pounce on Dai Mubai. Dai Mubai's sharp claws glinted with cold light, extremely sharp, cutting the blue silver grass into pieces. First soul skill, entanglement. Countless blue silver grass burst out of the ground, shattering the hotel floor. Just as they were about to bind Dai Mubai, a layer of golden shield appeared on Dai Mubai's body, blocking the blue silver grass. First soul skill, white tiger shield. Second soul skill, white tiger intense light wave. Dai Mubai spat out a milky white light ball from his mouth, aiming it at Tang San. Tang San, stepping with his ghost shadow perplexing track, easily dodged Dai Mubai's attack. Second soul skill, parasitism. The next moment, a large amount of blue silver grass appeared wrapped around Dai Mubai's body, piercing through his shield and injecting poison into his body. Just now, when Tang San's blue silver grass attacked, he had sent seeds on a Dai Mubai's shield. It's interesting. My blue silver grass is poisonous, Tang San calmly stated. Tricks. Let me show you what 1,000-year soul skill is. White tiger Vajra. Transformation. Dai Mubai's body muscles swelled, and black horizontal stripes appeared on his skin. Dai Mubai's white tiger Vajra transformation was very strong. It doubled his resistance to abnormal states, as well as his attack, defense, and strength. Dai Mubai directly burst Tang San's blue silver grass. He walked step by step towards Tang San, putting immense pressure on him. My white tiger Vajra transformation has resistance to abnormal states. Your poison is useless against me. Xiao Ze bought some daily necessities and returned to the Rose Hotel. He saw a woman with long black hair. Her skin was luminously white. A black tight-fitting suit clung to her surprisingly undulating curves. Her waist was slender, and her chest and hips were exceptionally full, as if they would burst through the confines of the tight suit at any moment, ready to spill out. On her profile, there was not a single superfluous expression. Her eyes were exceptionally cold, a coldness that came from her very bones. Below, her thighs and calves were also relatively full, making the tight pants smooth. Is this Zhu Zuking? Xiao Ze was slightly stunned. But why was Zhu Zuking outside the Rose Hotel? Didn't that mean she saw Dai Mubai's philandering scene? Xiao Ze immediately found it interesting and slowly walked over, only to see Tang San and Dai Mubai still fighting inside the hotel. Dai Mubai had clearly activated his white tiger Vajra transformation, but didn't stop like in the original story. Tang San was already being suppressed, his blue-silver grass completely unable to block Dai Mubai's attacks. It seemed the original plot had changed quite a bit. Does it look good? Xiao Ze suddenly spoke. Zhu Zuking was startled, but unfortunately, wearing a tight suit, he couldn't see the trembling curve. Are you catching him in the act? Xiao Ze directly asked. Zhu Zuking's face darkened. Was this person unable to speak properly? It was truly unpleasant. Go away. The faint fragrance from Zhu Zuking wafted over. Xiao Ze sniffed lightly. It was the scent of tulips. Twins, he really knows how to play. Why don't you leave someone like that? Xiao Ze found it hard to comment on Dai Mubai. He himself was someone who was easily swayed by beauty. But he wouldn't solicit prostitutes, and he treated his own women equally. Zhu Zuking's face grew increasingly unsightly, and the icy aura made even Xiao Ze a little afraid. No wonder female ghosts were so terrifying. It was all resentment. All right, don't overthink it. You're only in your teens. There are many more days ahead. It's not like you can't live without him. Focus on improving your strength and finding someone you like. Xiao Ze at first. You don't understand at all. After saying this, Zhu Zuking turned and left, taking with her the scent of tulips that lingered for Xiao Ze. A long while later, Tang San was finally knocked to the ground by Dai Mubai. Phew, you're very good. I had a great fight today. The room is yours. Saying that, Dai Mubai turned and left. He brushed past Xiao Ze. However, neither of them looked at the other. Xiao Ze looked at Tang San on the ground, feigning surprise, and quickly came over to ask, "What happened to you guys?" "Nothing." Tang San's face was a little flushed. He was actually beaten down and seen by Xiao Ze. This Dai Mubai truly deserved to die. He had brought this upon himself. Tang San was very concerned about his pride now, especially in front of Xiao Ze. He wanted to surpass Xiao Ze, but now he had been defeated by someone else again. He had lost all face. Post views, 6 Douluo, becoming the god of nature from Farming Chapter 028 night. Xiao Ze arrived at a decent hotel. He had originally wanted to stay at the Rose Hotel, but the speechless look from the staff made him leave. What was wrong? Did he not deserve to stay in a lover's hotel without a woman? Xiao Ze sat on the bed and took out the ring Grandpa Xiao had given him. This ring was also a soul tool, and inside it was only a hoe. Xiao Ze took out the hoe. It was a cyan hoe, emitting a green glow, but the green light was very faint and intermittent. The hoe was covered in rust, and the wooden handle was cracked with spiderweb-like patterns, as if it would turn to dust with a light touch. What exactly is this thing, and why is it like this? Xiao Ze was sure that this hoe was definitely not an ordinary hoe. Whose hoe would glow and have such cracks? And there seemed to be some bloodstains on the hoe. Xiao Ze's finger gently stroked the hoe. The next moment, where his fingertip touched, a faint power seemed to surge, causing the hoe to tremble slightly. Xiao Ze was startled and threw the hoe onto the bed. Instantly, a translucent light projection appeared before Xiao Ze's eyes. The light gradually converged into a tall, simple figure. It was an old man, dressed in coarse linen, exuding an earthy scent, and holding a bundle of rice stalks in his hand. His eyes held compassion for all living beings. Xiao Ze looked at him, his breath held, his heart filled with shock. This person was clearly not ordinary. "Child, thank you for awakening me," the old man said. "You are Xiao Ze swallowed. Goshishli. You can call me the god of agriculture." "A god, that's right, but I'm not a god from your planet." The god of agriculture sighed softly. "What do you mean?" "No rush, let's talk slowly." The god of agriculture sat on the bed, looking at the hoe with a gentle expression. "I am the god of agriculture from another planet. During the Great War in the god realm, I died, and I don't know why I came to your planet," the god of agriculture said with a helpless look in his eyes. "Died? Yes, all died." The god realm exploded. "But aren't you still alive?" Xiao Ze asked curiously. "I'm different from them. Most of them became gods through faith, while I became a god through merit combined with faith. When the god realm planet shattered, faith dissipated, but merit does not. This illusory figure of mine is merely a body of merit, only able to ensure that I am still alive, but I have no divine power whatsoever." Hearing this, Xiao Ze became interested. Since he had come to the Douluo Continent, he definitely wanted to become a god. If he could become a god through merit, it seemed quite good. It also suited his martial soul. "Will the gods of this planet discover you?" "Of course not. I no longer have divine power," the god of agriculture chuckled. "Can you revive?" "No, my physical body has been shattered. Only my divine consciousness remains." The god of agriculture shook his head. "Then how did you appear?" "Because of you." "Me?" Xiao Ze pointed to himself. "That's right, it's you. I am the god of agriculture, and what I love most is the power of natural life. You possess a very strong force of this power. It was your natural life force that attracted me and awakened me from my slumber. So that's how it is. Therefore, child, from now on, I may only be able to stay by your side," the god of agriculture said with an apologetic look. Xiao Ze was a bit conflicted. Although he said he had no divine power, he couldn't be sure. The god of agriculture seemed to know Xiao Ze's thoughts and chuckled. "Child, don't worry. If I wanted to harm you, I would have done so already. I can teach you how to gain faith and merit, helping you to become a god. I can also teach you about planting. Your Douluo star's martial souls are quite interesting, especially your martial soul, the black soil. It's very suitable for my guidance. Xiao Ze gritted his back teeth and made a decision. Fortune favors the bold. It was just a god. What could he do? Eat him? All right. The god of agriculture saw Xiao Ze make his decision and chuckled. This child was quite interesting. Child, I have nothing else to give you. The cultivation methods of our world are not suitable for yours, but this hoe is for you. It's called the hoe of abundance. It was my divine tool for becoming a god, but now is only a half-divine tool. If you can become a god, you can reforge it. The god of agriculture stroked the hoe of abundance, a hint of sadness in his eyes. Xiao Ze's breathing became rapid. My heavens! It was actually a divine tool. Although it was now only a half-divine tool, it was still an incredibly powerful weapon for him. Then I'll accept it. Xiao Ze put the hoe of abundance into his soul tool. It's not like that. Although the hoe of abundance is a half-divine tool, it was originally a divine tool. You need to imprint it with your spiritual power, and then you can summon it at any time. Immediately, the god of agriculture personally guided Xiao Ze, imprinting it onto the hoe of abundance. I will live in the hoe of abundance from now on. After he finished speaking, Xiao Ze found that the god of agriculture had entered his spiritual sea. God of agriculture, what are you doing in my spiritual sea? Looking at your crops, they're all very good. Your martial soul is indeed very interesting. If I weren't a god from your planet, I would have wanted to pass on my position to you. Xiao Ze wasn't sure if the Douluo god realm had a god of agriculture or a god of nature. Even if they did, they probably weren't strong. It would be better to create his own divine position using faith and merit. Xiao Ze noticed that his crops seemed to be excited, and their growth speed had even increased significantly. And the agricultural spirits all came to the god of agriculture's side. Why was this happening? The god of agriculture saw Xiao Ze's confusion and explained, although my physical body is gone and my divine power is gone, my body of merit contains a lot of natural life force, which can make them grow quickly. As he spoke, the god of agriculture rubbed Sui Hua's head. Cute little fellow. So that's how it is. Then, god of agriculture, why don't you just stay here? The god of agriculture chuckled. You're using me to boost these little guys, aren't you? Xiao Ze gave an embarrassed smile. Who told him he was a super cultivation accelerator? He had to admit, the god of agriculture was indeed very useful. Perhaps his agricultural spirits could grow quickly. All right, I'll stay here. I like it very much here. The god of agriculture had no objections. Then thank you, god of agriculture. Go on. The god of agriculture waved his hand and began his work again, meticulously tidying up Xiao Ze's black soil. Although Xiao Ze's farming ability was not weak, compared to the god of agriculture, he was still far behind. To use an analogy, Xiao Ze was like brute force, while the god of agriculture was meticulous and precise. After watching for a while, Xiao Ze also learned a lot of things. Even Sui Hua and the others learned a lot from the god of agriculture. Xiaoyan had an old grandpa, and so did he. Sure enough, he was a child of destiny. He had to thank Grandpa Xiao for giving him such a great opportunity. Post views for Douluo, becoming the god of nature from farming chapter 029 the next day. Xiao Ze, Tang San, and Xiao Wu met up and arrived at a small village. Child, the person next to you has a divine power aura. Be careful, and they are very dangerous. The voice of the god of agriculture made Xiao Ze vigilant. Indeed, Tang San had divine power on him, which was undoubtedly the Azura god's divine power. Xiao Ze remained silent, following the two to the village entrance. There were many teenagers here. At the village entrance was a table, and behind it sat an old man. Next to him was a plaque with the 5 large characters, Shrek Academy. In front of it was a monster pattern of slime. No way. Third brother, this place isn't even as big as New Oding Academy. Xiao Wu was stunned. You two weren't tricked by you Xiaojiang, were you? Teacher wouldn't trick us. Tang Sin didn't have much confidence when he said this. After all, this dilapidated situation couldn't be faked. Registration fee, 10 gold spirit coins. Hold out your hand. Your age does not meet the requirements. You can leave. Then came the forceful process of swindling money. Xiao Ze was speechless. Was robbing money so blatant now? Sometimes, he even suspected that Tang Xin wasn't the son of destiny, but Shrek Academy was. Otherwise, how could the students recruited at once be so powerful? This academy is very unique. Are you really going to go? The god of agriculture was also a bit speechless. The registration fee wasn't refundable. What kind of crappy school was this? Let's take a look first. If it doesn't work out, we'll run. All right, although they are stronger than you. With me here, you can temporarily use the power of the Hoe of Abundance. Killing them will be a piece of cake. Xiao Ze looked at the god of agriculture, who was rolling up his sleeves in his mind. He felt a little dazed. Was this really the god of agriculture with eyes full of compassion? It felt more like the god of agriculture who would plant people in the ground if they didn't let him farm. However, he liked it. Why? Our Shrek Academy is a monster academy. As the name suggests, we only accept monsters. If your age exceeds 13 and your spirit power has not reached level 21 or above, you can go back. Xiao O Shaboutet. Shrek Academy relied on this sentence to swindle money. Students with such talent, in which academy wouldn't they be specially cultivated? To still come here, it was truly speechless. Tang San and Xiao Wu, however, became interested. Upon seeing Spirit Emperor Li Yuesong's strength, everyone was astonished. Dai Mubai also saw Tang San and nodded at him. At this moment, Xiao Ze saw a beautiful young girl. Her white dress was spotless, and her short, ear-length hair neatly outlined her delicate face. Her complexion was moist, and her skin was clear and bright. Her lips were cherry pink, making her look bright and lovely. She was 1.65 meters tall, with excellent proportions. Her waist was slender, and her legs were faintly visible beneath her skirt, even and long. Most importantly, her temperament was noble and elegant, forming a stark contrast with everyone else. Xiao Ze easily knew her identity, Ning Rongrong, the young miss of the Seven Treasure Glazed Tile sect. Did I pass? Ning Rongrong's voice was sweet and soft. Do your family members know? I meet the academy's requirements. You won't refuse me, will you? Not far away. Zhu Zuking saw Dai Mubai's fierce, wolf-like gaze at Ning Rongrong, and a bitter expression appeared on her face. Xiao Ze shook his head at this. He wondered why Zhu Zuking still had fantasies about Dai Mubai. A man who evaded like that should be avoided early. Blue silvergrass can also cultivate. Monsters, indeed, Li Yuesong chuckled. How interesting. Come in. Soon, it was Xiao Ze's turn. Your body is very strong, even stronger than that little fellow just now. It might be related to how much I usually eat. Li Yuesong rolled his eyes at him. If you don't want to say, then don't. If eating a lot could make you strong, then what would happen? Xiao Ze was helpless. No one believed him, even when he told the truth. Release your spirit. A piece of black soil appeared on Xiao Ze's right hand. What kind of spirit is this? Black soil, just black soil. Soil spirit? There's such a spirit. Li Yuesong was a bit bewildered. This was the first time he had seen such a spirit. Zhu Zuking also unexpectedly looked at Xiao Ze. It was the man from yesterday. Soon, Zhu Zuking and Xiao Ze also arrived at the small village. They saw a man with a full beard. It was Oscar. Next to them, Tang San and the others had strange expressions, clearly disgusted. However, Xiao Ze was quite interested in the sausages. Food-type spirit masters were rare. Give me one. Oscar immediately became interested, but seeing Dai Mubai and the others, his spirits drooped again. Not selling. Brother, you should have heard just now. Can you still eat it like that? Dai Mubai was stunned. Let's try it. Since it's made by a spirit master, it's much cleaner than others. Upon hearing this, Oscar immediately made a sausage. He handed it to Xiao Ze, then looked at him with anticipation. Xiao Ze took a bite. Some grease burst in the air. It was very fragrant. It tastes very good, just no chili sauce. Brother, from now on, you're my blood brother. Oscar was almost in tears. You're the first person to buy my sausage, eat it, and say it's delicious. Xiao Ze was a bit awkward. Was this person overly excited? Dai Mubai gave Xiao Ze a thumbs up. Brother, truly ruthless. Ning Rongrong looked somewhat disgusted. You don't mind? Little beauty, the things made by this food-type spirit master are much better than the food you usually eat. Besides, if you get injured, this sausage can heal your wounds. Will you eat it or not? Upon hearing this, everyone felt it made sense. However, having sense didn't mean they had to listen. Let's go. I'll take you directly to the next assessment. Why can they go directly? One person questioned, because they are level 25 or above. How was that possible? A group of people didn't believe it. Test them. The testing teacher brought a crystal ball. One by one, they were tested, and a bright light shone on their faces. 5 monsters, excellent. I'll get a salary bonus. Upon hearing this, Xiao Ze looked at the testing teacher with a pitiful expression. Taking money from Flanders was no less difficult than robbing BB Dong from the Spear Hall. Although a bit exaggerated, Flanders was just that kind of person. Subsequently, Dai Mubai led everyone to a small, open space. There was only a middle-aged man dozing in a chair. Xiao Ze, I think you've come to the wrong academy. These teachers here seem to be high-ranked, but they are very unreliable. God of agriculture, I know. Anyway, since I'm already here, I'll take a look first. It won't waste my cultivation time. All right, Teacher Zhao, I've brought the examinees for the 4th assessment. Oh, not bad. They all passed the 2nd and 3rd assessments. So they're all little monsters, not bad. Zhao Wuji became interested and slowly stood up. Since that's the case, I'll personally play with you all. Post views for Douluo, Becoming the God of Nature from Farming Chapter 030. The test will begin after the incense stick burns out. As long as the 5 of you can withstand me for the time it takes for 1 stick of incense to burn, and as long as 1 person can hold on, you will succeed. Teacher Zhao, this isn't right. Dai Mubai said, conflicted. So much nonsense. The dean isn't here, so I'm in charge. With that, Zhao Wuji threw out an incense stick and went back to sleep. Dai Mubai walked up to the 5 of them. I can't help you anymore. Originally, I was supposed to test you, but I didn't expect Teacher Zhao to do it himself. He wouldn't also have the same strength as that Soul Emperor outside, would he? Dai Mubai shook his head. Teacher Zhao is a soul saint. Soul saint. Everyone except Xiao Ze was shocked. Isn't this just not wanting us to pass? How can we, all great soul masters, possibly defeat a soul saint? Ning Rongrong grumbled. Zhu Zuking's expression was also very grim. This crappy academy actually did something like this. Teacher Zhao's martial soul is the vigorous Vajra bear. His defense is terrifying, and his attack power is not weak either. So it's him, immovable Ming King Zhao Wuji. Ning Rongrong suddenly realized. Good luck to yourselves. Teacher Zhao won't use his full strength. It's all up to you. Dai Mubai sighed helplessly, then glanced at Zhu Zuking again. This girl looks so familiar. Zhu Zuking, however, didn't want to look at Dai Mubai. Yesterday's scene was deeply etched in her mind. My name is Tang San. My martial soul is Blue Silvergrass, and I'm a 29th level control type soul master. Blue Silvergrass can also cultivate. Ning Rongrong was a little surprised. There are no useless martial souls, only useless soul masters. Hearing this, Ning Rongrong chuckled. Why does that sound like something that so-called Grandmaster Yu Xiaojing would say? It seems to be in one of his books called 10 Great Theories or something. Is it possible that he is Yu Xiaojing's student? Xiao Ze interjected. This made Ning Rongrong laugh even harder. So that's it. Tang San's face darkened. How could anyone just casually criticize his teacher? Yu Xiaojing might be trash, but he still represented his own dignity. Damn it. My teacher is a grandmaster, not just anyone. Yes, a teacher with the same soul power as you. His books have all been thrown out by our 7-treasure glazed tile clan. Tang San's face grew even more somber. The 7-treasure glazed tile clan had even thrown out his teacher's books. It seemed his teacher really was trash. As one of the upper 3 clans, the 7-treasure glazed tile clan's insight was definitely not ordinary. It seemed Yu Xiaojing really was a good-for-nothing. All right, stop talking. Time is running out. Xiao Wu broke the awkward silence. She didn't have a good opinion of Yu Xiaojing either. If it weren't for him instigating Sangu to challenge Xiao Ze, she wouldn't have gotten hurt. My name is Xiao Wu, the Wu from dancing. My martial soul is soft bone rabbit, and I'm a 29th level assault type soul master. Xiao Ze, martial soul black soil, 28th level summoning type soul master. Summoning type Ningrong Ethklaimet. What's wrong? Xiao was confused. You don't understand. Summoning type soul masters are very rare, even rarer than food type soul masters. From the moment they obtain their first soul ring, these types of soul masters can rank among the top 3 in terms of strength among all soul master types, and they've never fallen below that. Ning Rongrong paused, then continued seriously. They can even fight across realms. Except when they reach title Douluo, they might be a bit weaker, as the power gap from Soul Douluo to title Douluo is huge. But that's not important, as few people can cultivate to title Douluo anyway. All in all, summoning type soul masters are extremely strong. I never thought I'd encounter a summoning type soul master in this crappy academy. Ning Rongrong's words even made Zhao Wuji open his eyes. He also understood the strength of the summoning type. This time, whether they succeeded in the challenge or not, Shrek Academy would take them. Ning Rongrong, Martial Soul 7 Treasure Glazed Tile Pagoda, 26th level Auxiliary Type Soul Master. Zhu Zuking, Martial Soul Netherworld Civet, 27th level Agility Attack Type Soul Master. 7 Treasure Glazed Tile Pagoda. Are you a direct descendant of the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile clan? Tang San was a little surprised. Nonsense. Ning Rongrong didn't have a good tone towards Tang San. The feeling he gave her was very sinister, especially dangerous. Tang San snorted coldly and said nothing more. Xiao Ze racked his brain, unable to figure out why Ning Rongrong's relationship with Tang San had suddenly become like this. That made it even easier for him to act. Shrek Academy definitely couldn't be stayed in for long. It would waste his time. If he took Zhu Zuking and Ning Rongrong away, it would definitely weaken Tang San's strength. Perhaps there was also a subtle element of destiny involved. I can assist you, giving you 30% power and speed. Ning Rongrong will assist us. Tang San will control Zhao Wuji. Xiao Wu and Zhu Zuking will go to the left and right to harass Zhao Wuji. My spirits will help you. Remember, we only need to hold on for the time it takes for 1 stick of incense to burn. Xiao Ze began assigning tasks. It was all Tang San's fault for making him have to speak. Xiao Ze, the soul of this person next to you, doesn't seem to be from this world either. You're not surprised? The god of agriculture was a little surprised. No surprise. His father didn't care for him, and he had to take care of himself and his father from the age of 2 or 3. Later, he even cultivated a martial art by himself. How could he be a normal person? I see. But isn't that his father not far away? As soon as these words came out, Xiao Ze was startled, and his calm expression almost didn't hold. God of agriculture, don't scare me. His father was a titled Douluo. He should be dead. You're right, he is indeed dead, but he has divine power on him, and that divine power has transformed him into a puppet without a soul. Xiao Ze's pupils contracted. Holy crap, God of Azura, you're really something. To actually transform the deceased Tang, how into a puppet to protect Tang San. Thankfully, the god of agriculture reminded him, otherwise, when Xiao Ze went to deal with Tang San later, he would have been smashed to death by Tang Hao's hammer. It seems this Tang San was brought to this world by a god. You need to be careful. Since a god can do this, it means they won't follow any rules. Xiao Ze gave the god of agriculture a thumbs up in his heart. You're really good at judging people. Have you finished discussing? Zhao Wuji slowly got up. Teacher Zhao, you can start. Dai Mubai stepped back. Good, then get ready. Suddenly, Ning Rongrong spun gracefully, and a brilliant 7-colored light enveloped her. The 7 Treasure Glazed Tile Pagoda appeared in her hands. 2 yellow soul rings rose from her feet. 7 treasures turn out with glazed light. First is strength. Second is speed. 2 rays of light landed on Tang San and the others. Immediately, a surge of power flowed into their limbs and bones, making them feel full of strength. Suehua Shimong. Xiao Ze's right hand revealed the black soil, and 2 soul rings, 1 yellow and 1 purple, lit up. Two agricultural spirits appeared before him. 1,000-year second ring, Ning Rongrong exclaimed, almost dropping the 7-treasure glazed tile pagoda in her hand. What? Everyone forgot about the battle and collectively looked at Xiao Ze's second soul ring. Zhao Wuji even walked over. Post views. 5 Douluo, becoming the god of nature from Farming Chapter 031. You're your second spirit ring. How can it be 1,000 years old? Isn't the highest 732 years? Tang Xin was dumbfounded. Are you an idiot? You believe everything you Xiaojiang says. What could a level 29 good-for-nothing like you Xiaojiang possibly know? Xiao was speechless. Sometimes Tang San seemed smart, but other times he was incredibly foolish. Tang San was stunned. So all of this was false. With his talent and the Xintian skill, he definitely could have obtained 1,000-year second ring. All of this was ruined by you Xiaojiang. I will never rest until you are dead. You have chosen the path of death. Everyone looked at him, making Xiao Ze a little helpless. It's just about improving physical fitness. Even so, it's still very difficult. For example, spirit masters with bee spirits generally have better physiques than those with tool spirits, and their spirit ring years are also higher. But it's impossible to achieve a 1,000-year second ring. Otherwise, major sects like the 7-treasure glazed tile sect would all be full of geniuses. How strong can a child's body be at a few years old? Everyone nodded. Ning Rongrong, being from the 7-treasure glazed tile sect, was very convincing. Maybe I'm just extraordinarily talented. Xiao Ze shrugged like a little bear. Zhao Wuji cleared his throat. All right, continue the test. He returned to the opposite side. Suehua, use spike chain resonance. Rise spikes connected to Tang San, Xiao Wu, and Zhu Zuking. This will evenly distribute the damage you take. So amazing. Ning Rongrong's eyes sparkled. If only she had this spirit ability. The test begins. Tang San and the other two immediately charged towards Zhao Wuji from 3 directions. Zhao Wuji chuckled lightly and stomped his foot on the ground. With a loud rumble, the ground seemed to churn like an earthquake, and terrifying power caused several cracks to appear in the ground. Tang San and the other two were shocked and immediately leaped up. Zhu Zuking's first spirit ring lit up, and she thrust toward Zhao Wuji, her claw scratching his arm, emitting a sound like metal colliding. So hard. I'm not some weak spirit master. Zhao Wuji shook his left arm, sending Zhu Zuking flying back. Tang San and Xiao Wu also arrived in front and to the right of Zhao Wuji, continuously attacking him, but not a single attack could break his defense. His defense is truly strong. Aren't you going to help? Ning Rongrong looked at Xiao Ze. I'm a summoner spirit master. Suehua, use 1,000 grain shadow. A golden light flashed on Suehua, and 8 rice spike illusions appeared, waving their spike crowns and heading toward Zhao Wuji. A clone spirit ability, interesting. Second spirit ability, Mighty Vajra Palm. Zhao Wuji's hands transformed into bare paws, and with one palm, he shattered a rice spike illusion in front of him. A healing wave appeared, bouncing between Tang San and the other two. Healing effect. Shimong used Windfall Wheat Spike. A golden whirlwind shot out. Everyone, get out of the way, Tang San shouted immediately upon seeing this heart-stopping skill. Zhu Zuking was puzzled, but seeing Xiao Wu retreat, she also fell back. What are these little rascals doing? Zhao Wuji was bewildered. He caught the golden whirlwind with one hand. The next moment, one by one, glowing wheat seeds exploded. Boom, boom, boom. A series of explosions rang out, making the ground tremble. However, a strong golden light erupted from Zhao Wuji's body, blocking the explosive attacks. It can even explode. Little fellow, you are very powerful. Zhao Wuji became increasingly surprised. This Xiao Ze truly had many tricks up his sleeve. Third spirit ability, gravity enhancement. An invisible force of gravity enveloped Tang San and the other two. Their bodies suddenly became heavy, and their feet felt as if they were sinking into a swamp. Suehua advanced a certain distance, and its spike crown struck Zhao Wuji's body, leaving a red mark on his shoulder. You little thing, you have such great strength. Zhao Wuji was stunned. The next moment, he charged directly towards Suehua. Fine, countless blue-silver grass sprouted from the ground, binding Zhao Wuji, but his strong defense prevented the thorns of the blue-silver grass from piercing his body. Huh! Zhao Wuji roared, his muscles bulging, shattering all the blue-silver grass. Little thing, D. Zhao Wuji attacked Suehua with a palm. Second, speed. Suehua's speed suddenly increased, dodging Zhao Wuji's attack. Suehua used 1,000 grain waves. Immediately, countless translucent rice spikes grew from the void, and a continuous blue-gold grain rain descended from the sky. The ground turned into a liquid rice field. Zhao Wuji felt as if his feet were sinking into mud, and his speed slowed down significantly. Zhu Zuqing looked at her hand. This special power flowed through her body. It was amazing. Tang San and Xiao will also experience the effects of Suehua's domain for the first time. Charge! The three collided with Zhao Wuji once again. With the 15% armor-piercing effect, Zhao Wuji's defense was now breakable for them. Even their spirit skills were released much faster. What a powerful spirit beast! It even has a domain. Ning Rongrong's gaze was now fixed on Xiao Ze. This is not a spirit beast. It's a spirit, an agricultural spirit. Agricultural spirit? Ning Rongrong tilted her head, looking puzzled. We'll talk about it later. Boom! 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 In the distance, one rice spike after another exploded, but these explosions would not harm Tang San and the others. Zhao Wuji, however, was somewhat dizzy from the explosions, which were coming from all directions. He now had many small wounds on his body, while Tang San and the other two had shields around them. Second, spirit ability. Netherworld 100 Claws. Zhu Zuqing rapidly spun her body, continuously swinging her claws at one of Zhao Wuji's wounds, making the wound larger and larger. Annoying, Zhao Wuji roared, shaking his spirit power, sending Tang San and the other two flying back. Fourth spirit ability. Zhao Wuji's fourth spirit ring flew out, heading toward Xiao Ze. In his opinion, Xiao Ze was the most troublesome person. As long as he was dealt with, everything would be easy. Xiao Ze immediately commanded, Shimong, Morning Glow Prism. He knew that if Zhao Wuji's spirit ability was used on him, he would easily be pulled closer to Zhao Wuji, and then he would be finished. Shimong arranged the wheat grains into a multifaceted prism, reflecting the spirit ring. Shimong's Morning Glow Prism could reflect not only spirit rings, but also ranged and melee spirit abilities, as long as the power did not exceed the threshold. This spirit ring had no offensive capabilities. The spirit ring was reflected by Xiao Ze onto Tang San's head. Tang San was stunned and roared, Xiao Ze, are you trying to harm me? Why are you shouting? It has no offensive capabilities. Brat, you have some tricks. Let's see how you defend against this move of mine. Fifth spirit ability. The next moment, Xiao Ze felt his body subjected to immense pressure from all directions, and he was uncontrollably pulled towards Zhao Wuji. Xiao Ze. Ning Rongrong reached out and grabbed Xiao Ze's hand, but her strength was too small and completely useless. She was even dragged forward a short distance herself. Let go, don't worry, I'll be fine. Okay. Post views. 6. Douluo, becoming the god of nature from Farming Chapter 032. Come here. Suehua. Xiao Ze stretched out his right hand, and Suehua transformed into a streak of light, entering his body. Xiao Ze immediately felt a surge of power flow through his limbs and bones, and a flood of knowledge poured into his mind. These were all Suehua's skills. The next moment, Xiao Ze split into 8 doppelgangers, transferring himself away. I'll be damned. They can even merge. Zhao Wuji was slightly surprised to see Xiao Ze escape his control. Xiao Ze flicked his hands, and a large number of sway crowns appeared, his illusions performing the same actions. All the illusions charged towards Zhao Wuji. Xiao Ze, cooperating with Tang San and the others, besieged Zhao Wuji. Whenever Zhao Wuji tried to retaliate, Xiao Ze would disgust him. His own soul skills didn't have many large area attacks, so he could only be constantly annoyed. Second soul skill, charm. Damn it. Xiao Ze immediately cut off Xiao Wu's sway chain resonance. The next moment, Xiao Wu let out a mournful scream, squatting on the ground, her head throbbing with pain, almost fainting from the agony. Xiao Ze, why did you cut the link? Tang San's eyes turned crimson, and he panted heavily, seeing Xiao Wu injured. Xiao Ze rolled his eyes at him. Are you an idiot? Didn't I tell her before not to use charm skills on powerful soul masters? She got a backlash, didn't she? If I hadn't cut it, we would have been affected by the backlash too, and we would all be in trouble. Hearing Xiao Ze's explanation, Zhu Zuqing looked at Tang San and Xiao Wu with disdain. How did they become soul masters without even this basic knowledge? Zhao Wuji felt a bit speechless. This little rabbit really thought of herself as a soul emperor or soul saint. Although he didn't cultivate spiritual power, his spiritual power was not something a great soul master could compare to. Is Xiao Wu all right? Tang San held Xiao Wu. Xiao Wu was in too much pain to speak at the moment. Heal her, Tang San said urgently. I can't heal mental injuries. Xiao Ze spread his hands. Even if he could, he wouldn't. What did it have to do with him? Damn it, Tang San glared at Xiao Ze fiercely, then carried Xiao Wu away and looked at Zhao Wuji. Xiao Ze subtly retreated backward. Tang San was about to use hidden weapons. His hands gradually turned a pearly white, and his eyes glowed purple. Zhu Zuqing wanted to go forward, but Xiao Ze stopped her. She looked at Xiao Ze in confusion, and Xiao Ze shook his head. If you go up now, you'll be accidentally injured. Tang San is going to use some other methods. Zhao Wuji felt a sense of threat. Tang San swept his hands across the 24 bridges moonlight, and in an instant, 10 streaks of cold light burst forth. They shot toward Zhao Wuji's various vital points. The piercing sound of rushing air startled Zhao Wuji. His speed wasn't fast, so he usually resorted to head-on clashes. Next was the one-on-one battle between Tang San and Zhao Wuji. What kind of methods are those? Zhu Zuqing was a little surprised. Hidden weapons. Hidden weapons? They are weapons used from the shadows. I have to say, they are quite powerful. Xiao Ze and Zhu Zuqing returned to Ning Rongrong's side. What powerful weapons? Ning Rongrong's eyes lit up. Don't even think about it. Even if he sells them to your 7-treasure glazed tile clan, they won't be the complete version. Xiao Ze poured a bucket of cold water on her. Ning Rongrong did want to buy Tang San's weapons. After all, what their 7-treasure glazed tile clan lacked were such offensive methods. Moreover, external power is ultimately external power. Tang San's strength isn't just these hidden weapons. Even if you get these hidden weapons, you won't be able to unleash their full power. Tang San's cultivation method was the most important thing. Look at the situation with hidden weapons in Douluo Continent 2. Although a large portion of hidden weapons weren't passed down, even if they were, they might not be able to learn them. Soul tools were slightly better. At least they could blow up Shrek Academy. What do you know? Ning Rongrong looked at Xiao Ze. Suddenly, seeing Xiao Ze's fair skin after his elf transformation, making him much more handsome, her ears couldn't help but blush. I came from the same academy as him. I know a lot. Cough, cough, you are all excellent little monsters. Congratulations on successfully joining Shrek Academy. Zhao Wuji breathed a sigh of relief. He looked at Tang San and Xiao Ze. These two were even more monstrous among monsters. Tang San's chaotic hidden weapons could actually injure him, which was incredibly impressive. As for Xiao Ze, this guy gave Zhao Wuji a feeling of being completely in control, and his strength was not weak. Perhaps he was even hiding some of it. But now that they had joined Shrek Academy, he would be able to understand everything later. Then Dai Mubai led Xiao Ze and the others to the wooden house. The wooden house wasn't broken, but it was quite old and didn't look like a good place. Oh, we're living in a place like this. Ning Rongrong was dumbfounded. Xiao Ze was also speechless. As expected of Flander, he scammed so much money from others, yet he wasn't willing to renovate the academy. No choice, the academy has limited funds. Girls over here, boys over there. Tang San and Oscar were together, and Xiao Ze had a room to himself, which was more comfortable. Xiao Ze took out his agricultural gift bag and started eating. These agricultural products themselves had excellent flavor, and after being processed by Xiao Ze, they tasted even better. For example, rice balls with chili, while seemingly simple, were actually very simple. But the taste was surprisingly good. Bang! Ning Rongrong walked in from outside. Xiao Ze was startled by her. "Miss, can you knock before entering? Scaring people to death will actually kill them, you know? But you're not doing anything inappropriate in your room at such a young age, are you?" Ning Rongrong smiled mischievously. "You know a lot." Ning Rongrong's pretty face immediately flushed. Who told her smelly old dad to collect so many books? She just secretly looked no. She just learned a little, that's all. "What are you eating?" "Rice balls." Ning Rongrong was stunned, then looked at Xiao Ze with a hint of pity. "You must have had a hard time before, right?" "Hard? It's all right, I guess." Xiao Ze continued eating, his body being nourished. The chili warmed Xiao Ze's body. Chili could temporarily boost a soul master's combat power, and it tasted excellent, but one couldn't eat too much of it. "Then you're still just eating rice balls?" Ning Rongrong even wanted to take Xiao Ze under her wing. Although he was a bit dark-skinned, he was handsome. Furthermore, his soul master talent was also quite good. Xiao Ze paused, then burst into laughter. "What are you thinking? These aren't just simple rice balls." Ning Rongrong gave him a look that said, "You think I believe that?" Xiao Ze took out a new rice ball, without chili. "Want to try it?" Xiao Ze did this for two reasons. First, to sell to the Seven Treasure Glazed Tile clan and make money. He had too much left over. As for whether he would be arrested by the Seven Treasure Glazed Tile clan, that was unlikely. Ning Fengji was a successful businessman. After understanding these crops, he would know Xiao Ze's importance. He wouldn't resort to force. As for really resorting to force, that would require the second reason. Post views for Douluo, becoming the god of nature from Farming Chapter 033. The second reason was to take Ning Rongrong and Zhu Zuking with me. What? You say I'm lustful? Nonsense. Food and sex are human nature. And crops were an excellent lure. Besides, what I gave them wasn't some high-grade rice. Ning Rongrong looked at Xiao Ze suspiciously, but still took a bite with her small mouth. Instantly, a rich and mellow taste filled her mouth. Ning Rongrong immediately covered her mouth. It's so delicious you can't even speak." Xiao Ze chuckled. "What kind of rice is this?" As the eldest young lady of the Seven Treasure Glazed Tile, how could Ning Rongrong not have eaten expensive rice before? But even those expensive rices didn't have 1/10 of this flavor. "I grew it myself." "You grew it?" Ning Rongrong's eyes were filled with disbelief. "You're a soul master, and you still farm?" "What's my martial soul? Black soil, why?" Ning Rongrong answered casually, and the next moment, she reacted. "Could it be that these were grown using your martial soul?" "That's right." "How is that possible? How could there be such a martial soul?" Ning Rongrong shook her head. She had never seen such a martial soul. "You just haven't seen it, that's all. The world is vast, and there's nothing strange under the sun, let alone martial souls." "That's true." Ning Rongrong noted it. "Now feel your own body." Ning Rongrong slowly sensed, and the next moment, her eyes widened. "Your rice, it has such an effect. Otherwise, did you think it would be simple rice?" Ning Rongrong took a step forward and directly pressed her hands onto Xiao Ze's shoulders. Xiao Ze smelled a fragrant scent and swallowed. "What do you want to do? Can you sell me some? Is that all? Since you're pretty, I'll give you some, and some other crops too." Xiao Ze then handed Ning Rongrong a bag. "A simp?" "No, he was a hunter. Let me introduce them. You've already experienced this rice. This wheat can increase soul power, and these, listening to the effects of each crop, Ning Rongrong's breathing became hurried. She never expected this land, martial soul, to have such effects. It was incredible. "No wonder your soul power is so high." "Yeah, I only had innate soul power of level 2 back then." Xiao Ze looked out the window, reminiscing. "Innate level 2, and you're already level 28. This wheat of yours is too amazing." Ning Rongrong's gaze at this moment seemed to want to devour Xiao Ze. She even thought about taking Xiao Ze back with her. At that time, their 7 treasure glaze tile would definitely see a huge improvement. Yeah, remember not to give these to Xiao Wu. Why? Do you have a grudge against her? Sort of. It's mainly related to Tang San's teacher. Xiao Ze nodded. As for Zhu Zuking, it didn't matter. Giving it to her was even better. If she wanted to become stronger, following him was the best choice. Xiao Ze wasn't one to pretend.
No more novels? Take part in the voting. The most requested novels and those with the most likes will be chosen for publication on euroaudiobooks.com. There, I can upload as much as I want without the risk of receiving a strike. Our 18 novels and other content that exceed what is morally acceptable are only published on Patreon or the free novels page. Remember, the site is funded by donations on Ko-fi and Patreon memberships.